no, everything is perfect and proceed there.
Okay, so just to give you a short recap of what happened last time. The party has just finished their battle against the Spectres and Banshee and came victorious, and as you were checking on your contract, you found it completed, marked already completed, and then you were also checking on each other. And Dr. Rave checked on the tattoos on the bottom left side of Farwell's back, and she found something interesting with that. And Farwell himself felt somewhat unusual. He didn't feel a desire to breathe, and he wasn't breathing. You were all trying to figure out what's happening, and you were also doing some cuts to check the blood flow, which also wasn't doing really good for a living creature. So, as after some brainstorming, Farwald used the remove curse himself, and yeah, everything seemed to be back to normal. You also decided to move downstairs while Bob was kind of absent-mindedly thinking about his new magical items. Rafe, like a pro investigator, just checked all the vicinities and found some discrepancies in how all the things are lying around. So after some time, she found a stash with coins, and she recognized the coins being minted in the Tandoori, the enclave of the pirates. And it's quite a significant sum, which you wouldn't feel comfortable walking around just like that. So you just store it in a bag of holding and decided to proceed on. You hid your signs of investigation, of course. So the party was deciding what to do next. Bob, you were saying something? The party were deciding what to do next, and as Rafe was mostly out of her potions, Farwell was half to his spell slots, and Bob wasn't just himself as usually. You decided to go directly to the Pit of Malice, which technically wasn't that far away from your current location, as you can see on the map. And Bob served as your guide in the place. Several hours later, you reached the place and you saw quite a few abandoned buildings in a really broken condition. And as you were trying to get to the center of what makes the Pit of Malice and what earned its name, you had an encounter with the river, which recently probably had a landslide because of recent storm, and you had a very interesting way how to jump over it while building a trampoline for Bob. And as he heroically jumped over the river, he took the rope with you and you managed to climb over. So the river behind you was just leaving all this rubble and mess. You were not longer seeing it as you were heading deeper into the town. As you went further on, you ended up by the giant hole in the ground, which basically was the main entrance to the mines, and the whole village is a former mining village. And as you noticed that the mechanism which was lowering people down and up, down the shaft, was not there or missing because of the years. You decided to find some alternative entrances, and you did so using the Temple of Pelor, the Shrine of Pelor. Because where you saw a round-shaped kind of like entryway on the second level of the crypt, which was leading seemed to be to one of the pathway inside of the Pit of Malice. So yes, this is how we ended last game, and I wanted to remind you, what does the party know? And the party knows that it's a giant complex of tunnels which has been excavated for really some time but hasn't been in use also quite recently, except for the fact that the members of the Order of True Night were trying to find another chamber for the Great Equalizer's soul, and they seem to be succeeded in that. And Other than that, I don't think the party have any other information. No, as they're currently finding themselves on the second level underground, seeing in front of them the darkness of the mines. So what does the party plan to do? What do they want to do? What do they want to achieve?
We want to explore a little bit the tunnels, but not getting too deep into it, right?
Really?
And we don't.
We still want that?
I mean, yes, but we don't want to split. We're gonna stay together and just go together everywhere.
Because Fowl was kind of just remembered that we're kind of out of healing potions and basically everything we might need to go underground.
I have like one.
Yeah, Farwell, talking about that, here's your sword.
My sword.
Yeah, you know, it got recharged
Hmm.
the last time you died, so.
The sword of Levitus.
Yes.
Yeah, that was very useful. Oh, thank you.
So, I guess you will be you need it. So, it has one charge left out of 2 charges, but you know, still useful.
Mm-hmm.
So it
Bob,
gives you
are
like
you?
80 HP. What was going on?
I saw that it had 2 charges used.
No, I used one. I don't know
Okay.
why it had 2. I
Okay.
used one, and one was still left.
Okay. Okay, well.
Okay, great.
So you should add it. It should be in your, you know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's good to have.
I'm gonna remove it
good
now.
idea.
It's
Sword
called
looks this way.
Short Sword of Levistus. Yes. How the hell am I? Remove.
Yeah, you can use
Yeah,
it in the
removed.
character sheet, remove. And forward
Found
on
it.
your side, you can add it, and please mark that it had 1 spell slot used.
Mm-hmm.
And otherwise, I think I have 2 healing potions left.
Farwald, as you're taking the sword in your hands, you feel this cold weight just on you. And as you're looking at it, you have this weight of memories getting back to you as you rejoin with this artifact. You think about the last time you wielded it, and you think about the blood that was spilled with it. All of this comes all together at the moment you touch it.
Mm-hmm. Together with the familiar chill that comes from being trapped in an ice block. But yes, good old memories.
I also have a great sword if you can use it. I don't know. Can you use a great sword?
I could wait, could I? No, I couldn't.
No.
I couldn't.
Okay,
But
then.
it's okay because I can just summon the weapons I need. So I actually don't really need physical weapons most of the time.
Okay, then. Just in case, maybe you needed it.
Anyone can use it, even
you.
Bob. You could use a greatsword. It's just
I
your
don't know what
chances.
happens.
Your chances of injuring yourself would be pretty equal as chances of injuring somebody else.
Yeah, I might use it as a you know, it's just a blunt weapon or so, as utility to cut a tree or something like that, but not in a fight. Besides that, yeah, I have few healing potions. I have some oil, and I have one more potion of spider climb. So I don't know if I'm gonna be falling down some cave. I'll be fine. A rope I don't have anymore, by the way. So that was the last one that we used.
We didn't take it back.
No, we left it there so we could
Yeah,
get
it's in the
back.
bridge. And a few torches. I still have a few torches.
So as you are just entering this round ship circle entrance,
1 second.
yes?
DM,
Yeah.
I cannot find the sword and cannot add it to my inventory.
Uh,
So at least not when I search for it in manage items. I think you have to add it again to my inventory because it was removed.
okay, I can do that.
Thank you.
Okay, added. So in order to use it, you would need to spend 10 minutes to attune to it.
Yeah, I think I'll be fine by just wearing it and touching it, and while we proceed to go over it.
Yeah, as long as there is nothing of requiring your attention.
I really need to concentrate on it. It doesn't
Yeah.
work if I.
Oh, it's more 10 minutes here, like, and see your process attuning to it.
Yeah, Rafe, do you have anything useful, you know, you can share maybe? Some staffs of blasting or something like that?
But you were full.
What do you mean I was full?
That you were attuned to your 3 items already.
Yes.
And as Bob asked you this question, you feel how one of his hands is kind of like in one of his pockets, and it's constantly like seems to be like it's the pocket is like kind of mid of his chest, and he's kind of like holding it there just in case, and you see his fingers are played on it. It's like a feeling.
Reminds me of Bilbo Baggins.
Who is that?
Just a halfling, you wouldn't know. Okay. So while I'm attuning to the sword, I'm just using the time to ask the party, are you sure we want to go in right now? Maybe we can come back at a later time when we're more suited.
We don't even know what is there. We won't go like downstairs, upstairs, more like straight ahead, checking a little bit right, left.
Okay.
I mean, I'm fully rested and
we
don't have any. Yeah, I have all my spells. Yeah. So I'm not sure what could be better if we can.
To describe what you're currently seeing, you just basically passed this round-shaped entrance, which was definitely not the idea of the original architects of this place. It was a forced entry or exit by the amount of bricks and destruction it caused in. It can easily, a medium-sized creature can pass through, like a Yubab or like a humanoid, without bending its head. And on the inside, you notice that there are at least 2 pathways which are leading to a different direction. And you see that both of them are connected with these rails, which could be used in the mining to carry out the rubble and other materials which have been excavated. Currently, it's darkness around you, and only Rave, I think she has a dark vision. You feel yourself more comfortable than others because you don't have any other sources of light except for a few rays of light which are still being reflected from your back coming from the top floor by the ladders, and basically, yeah, everything else is in darkness.
We don't have any light sources here.
Yeah, we should definitely light a torch, I think.
Yeah.
And also, since I feel like we have like 3 healing potions in total, right? Maybe you want to share one of yours with me?
If you don't have any, sure.
Yeah, I have none. I can give one back once you have the opportunity.
Yeah, just add then the potion of healing, greater potion.
Great one.
That was great.
All right.
But I mean, I don't want to carry around the torch, so I mean, are we gonna go really down into the super
No.
darkness without any light sources?
With a torch.
No one has any magical items that to light.
No.
What if there's like explosives and stuff? Just gonna walk around with a torch.
Anyway, yeah.
Do you have a
explode
light
that.
spell?
A light spell? No. In previous life, yes, but not in this one.
I remember you were using it on the horse during one of your night rides.
That was before my before I become adept of Irene, kinda. So no, not really. I mean,
Rafe, as you're
Rafe.
currently having the best abilities to observe things, please roll for perception. What is that?
19.
Okay. Please tell me because okay, now I see it with a bit of a delay. So as you look around, you notice that the whole corridor on the left and on the right, you see that it has been definitely made by the humanoids because you notice the artificial columns there to keep the earth kind of not collapsing here, trying to prevent any breakages, just to keep the path empty. As you look around, you notice quite a lot of equipment here, which is lying around without a particular order, broken shovels and everything else. They look like haven't been in use for centuries, and they're quite rusty and broken. They could be used just for, I don't know, they could be sold as a junk maybe, but yes.
Any lamps?
As you're looking by the sides of the wall, you notice that there are places for the torches and metallical lamps that currently none of them are ignited, but if you would ignite some of them, you would be able to have some light here.
I can just do it with my normal firebolt, for example.
Yes. You all can see how Rafe comes, immediately makes a few steps further on, and on the left side of the eastern tunnel, she kind of reaches all the way to the a bit higher than her height, and you notice how there's this flickering light appears from tip of her fingers, and she lightens up a very old torch which has been hanging here for who knows how long of a time. And Rafe, you feel that this bit of warmness finally gives you a bit feels of comfort, because the last night when you lost a lot of your life energy stolen by the wraith, something that you were really missing at that moment was just a pure eternal fire to warm you up, and even this small spark of it already gives you some good hopes. So currently everybody have a good vision around them, just at least with a torch on the wall.
So can I find like there's no lamps, even broken ones. I mean, can I look for some?
Yes, now with the lights on, you definitely can look on, and you notice a few of them that would be containing the old switcha candles, but currently they're empty.
Okay,
So
I'll pick one.
yes, you can see how Bob is basically with a bit of scratching tears out the lantern from its stand, and currently you have a piece of lantern in your hands.
I mean, occasionally I have 11 candles with me. 12. so I wanna stick it in and fire up with my prestidigitation, which says you can instantly light out or snuff a candle, a torch, or a small campfire.
Yes, you all can see how Bob does exactly that, and the lantern he's currently holding in looks like this. Continue the
For 1
image.
hour we have a lantern.
So Bob, you currently have a source of light with you. Good job.
Good. Yeah, I mean, better than a torch. Can also quickly cover it in case we meet someone. Okay.
Yes, as you are actually increasing the amount of light around you, Bob, your eyes are kind of like looking deeper into one of the tunnels, and then they raise up, and you notice that in some points of the tunnel, there would be this kind of round-shaped. You would think that could be like a pipe, but like an empty holes which are disappearing somewhere, going upstairs. And they're basically done every like dozens of meters. So you can see at least several of them on both sides of the wall.
Some kind of ventilation, probably.
So, but they're like kind of pipes, but they are open in the end. So they lead with an open end.
It's an empty spot, like a round-shaped empty spot.
Okay.
Bob, you can roll for investigation.
I can try. 15 now.
As you compare several of them, you notice that one of them definitely has signs of being built or constructed by the humanoids, and definitely you feel the breath of air. But once you look at several others here, from first look they looked similar enough, but once you actually get a closer look at them, you see that they are done in such a perfect shape that looks very artificial to your eye. You don't even see the signs of a stonework or like a hammer wrench or any instruments being applied there. And you also don't see any signs of magical usage for it. Like if you try to just ray with fire through the stone wall, also no signs of it. It's very polished.
Does it go straight up, or does it like wiggles?
It wiggles.
Okay, so you cannot really see the sky or anything. All of them wiggle, even the one built by the humanoids?
The one that built by humanoids, it goes by the straight light up, but you don't see the end of it. But the ones which are different, they wiggle.
How wide are they actually?
Approximately like 25 centimeters in diameter.
So either ventilation or to send something down. Maybe for liquids. I don't know. Maybe for some type of messages.
Can we throw something?
In them? Sure.
Up.
Well, like throw something and see if we hear the sound of it falling somewhere.
You all can see how Rafe picks up a small piece of rubble, and she aims inside of it basically and makes this like 3-pointer hit. And you can hear the stone kind of hitting the side. Tuk 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 tuk. Some moments it slows down, and you feel how the sound it basically left your. You don't know what happened with it, whether it continued its fall or not, or whether it's in a different room or not. But your throw managed to kind of go around this wiggling tunnel.
Oh, feels like Moria. And something started there. Yeah. One remembers.
Yes, how they say when the DM.
So do we hear some war drums?
That's what Rafe did. Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah, why did you do that?
Well,
So
I
far,
wanted to see
there is
something
nothing
different.
happening. So currently you find yourself basically looking at the two corridors, one going more to the east side, another one going to the northern side. And there is one that you just came from, which would be leading to Temple of Pillar. What are you gonna do?
Let's just go down. I mean,
Really?
worst case, we do our emergency plan. Rave goes into the bag, and the forward DD dimension doors us out of here.
But I mean, I cannot use dimension door anywhere. So
You can
I need.
dimension there to the place you know within range. So just memorize this
Yeah, I mean,
entry.
yeah, there is probably less than the 200 feet, right? So
Well,
should be fine.
basically, when we're gonna walk
Okay.
down, remember some kind of places that are look more or less safe. That will be like a checkpoints, and we can always escape back.
Okay, so once we move, I always try to kind of visualize and memorize where we've been before and try to especially memorize like big rooms or let's say halls. Because we definitely don't want to dimension door into the stone wall by miscalculation. Alright.
It's exchanged.
So,
Going down, right?
yeah, like through that
Okay.
hole, I suppose. No, but wait, we had more options. We had that hole, and then we had like two corridors.
Yeah,
You
the
wanna
northern one and the east direction.
maybe wanna
East or
first check out
north?
the east, north, or
Oh, back.
the other way, right? So three options. But maybe we should first check out this level.
Okay, then
The
east.
corridors. East. Yeah, why not? No preferences.
So as Bob is holding the lantern, I assume he goes to the first one. You
Very good, Bob. You're
Rave
so
has a
brave.
dark
You're
vision.
so brave.
You wanted the lantern or what? I can make it super bright. I can make it 2 times brighter if you want.
Okay. Then you go second and I go first.
Yes.
Okay. Makes sense since you're
basically.
Yeah, I'm
holding
gonna
the
be in the
light.
middle with the lantern.
We're not gonna we're gonna be kind of silent, just like
Stealth.
walking.
Stealth, okay.
Yeah. Slowly. No rush. No one's following us, right? Yeah. So
As you are starting to follow the eastern corridor further on, you find yourself walking right on the top of the existing rails that they are. You notice that at some moments they look quite deformed, so if you'd like to push a carriage at them right now, you would need to fix the rail first. You carefully step over some of the obstacles, some broken parts of the corridor. It never really gets any narrower, but also doesn't get really wider. And as you look at the construction of the pillars, which are holding everything in, they look kind of stable. Forward, as you're following them from the back, you're using all your attention to listen whether there's anyone following you or if you are being detected. In the darkness, not in the darkness anymore, but as you're following a rave, you currently only can hear your own steps carefully rolling over the debris in the mine. In a few places, you notice that a few bags, which at this moment they look to be completely torn out, and from the inside you see pieces of which probably was a pillow some time ago, or just a sack of something, maybe with the food, but with the time it has rotten away. There's a bag left. So You definitely notice a lot of signs of previous usage here, but none of them are recent.
But most of the objects were kind of destroyed, right? You said like those sacks or so they were ripped apart and
Yes, you definitely see the signs that something maybe for them, but with it, you can roll for investigation to try to figure out.
Yes, I like that. Good roll there.
Finally, yes. So as you're observing and trying to figure out whether this was a forceful tour or passage of time, you would say that that would mostly be just the amount of damages caused to the fabric. Maybe there were some small animals which tried to get through to it. You don't see like a giant claws or some huge pieces of teeth left there on the side. That currently is just rubbish. Bob. No, who's going first? Rafe. You walk in the same pattern approximately maybe 10-15 minutes further the same direction, and this is the first time you find yourself on a crossroad, something that resembles a crossroad. You see that the path on the left and path on the right, both of them, they don't have this rail path that you're following now, but both of them are currently being kind of decorated and have supporting pillars in there, so they have been created. And when, as you're looking straight ahead of you, you see an archway of a passage, but you don't see further what's behind it. It's at certain distance.
It's that direction.
It's at maximum of visual distance for you, so 60 feet.
Okay. So I guess I stop. Since everyone just noticed that there was this crossroad. So, what way do we want to go? And we'll memorize that we took it. Nobody's gonna forget. It's three of us if one forgets.
How do you memorize your path?
We have good memory? Or do we want to leave something? Do we want to leave something here? Like a coin?
I don't think we... No.
Or
no.
Some twigs, some blocks, so, or I don't know. Do we have a way to leave something that is not gonna move?
Maybe we can note it somewhere, like in some type of book, or I don't know, maybe we have a piece of wood and then we can carve some signs into it. Let's say...
we have daggers.
You can try to draw a map.
With the daggers? Okay. So...
You can do it with the dagger, yes.
I mean, I was gonna do it in the cave, right? So that if we come back and we see that one of these edges like has our signs or whatever later, like P, Power Rangers, so we would know.
But maybe it would be good to have it like somewhere so that we can take it with us.
So you mean really writing it on paper?
Yeah, like I don't know, drawing a map, like a rough map while we're walking. That would actually be... What? No, wait. How was that with drawing? Is anyone of us good at drawing? Just imagine we fail at drawing. Then we're lost.
Didn't we had like a
It's just lines, you know, like line, 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 line. Beginning.
Someone had that.
No,
we had some. We found some.
Those tools are specifically for drawing maps, but if you just want to try figure out your own direction, just pen and paper would work.
Yeah, like something like a tree diagram or so, and then like this, and then we have a split, and then we take this way. Something like that.
Let's do it. Let's start now, because otherwise we will forget if we like take more turns. Yeah. So, can we have some paper?
I mean, I can do a map. I already started anyway.
Okay.
Since we entered the DM dungeon.
Can we all like check the map to make sure that
Bob,
that we're
Bob,
on the same page?
I will ask you to actually start to have an actual map, actual drawing.
Oh, this is gonna be long.
OMG! Oh my god! We will double check because we're a team
It's
and
very accurate map. Look.
And we know that Bob sometimes forgets things, so we might help if we see something wrong on his
I'm
map.
sure Rave never forgets. Yes.
No, I do too. But we're three, so we
Forgets
can put
she
our
has
memories.
health potions. Well, yes. with the
No,
point
they were
numbers
there,
high.
but if they
You
were
forget.
they were at the bottom. You also found some afterwards at the bottom, right?
No, I knew I had them. What do you mean I found them?
No, you said, "Oh yeah, DM. I saw it."
So I'm gonna do that.
Okay, yeah, Bob does it.
So
You're standing in the crossroads. What would you like to do?
Wait, we all want to check the map.
I'm drawing it. What do you want?
It's in the.
Well, we since
in the
we are
channel.
not gonna turn yet until we have the okay. Okay.
Interesting.
I mean, I guess it's okay. Yes.
You all can see how using his lantern with one hand and with the other hand, Bob is like frantically trying to piece out the path you're making, at the same time making notes about some who knows other things. But yeah, so far the verification is complete, and yeah, he did his job good for the past 15 minutes. Yes.
You see. So basically we went east for 10 minutes. Then we have another crossway where we can go left and
That's
right.
what we are.
And then we can still go straight.
So we can talk about it now. Where do we want to go?
We have 3 options. I thought we were having 2 right now.
No, it's 3. Only one of them still has this railway, and the other 2 don't. But they have columns, and people were there, and they build ways. They're not like naturally made. Yeah.
Okay, so we went east. And in what directions do?
So we can continue going east, or we can
straight,
go
left, or right.
Yes.
Yes.
At least there are no more like.
We should follow straight, since we're gonna follow the tracks.
We can
Like the
start like
tracks
that,
should
yes.
lead down, right? Like that's the point of the tracks.
Yeah, we're gonna find like some wagon or something, and we can get in and like have a ride. No, I know that would be fun.
This never works in the movies.
Yeah, it never works.
Okay.
If there are tracks, if there are railway tracks, maybe there is a carriage.
I would try it if we find one. Yeah. But okay. No, let's just go straight ahead then. Yeah.
Let's just think. Maybe we can deduct something. Maybe it makes sense to go east or north or south or west. Is there any information we have regarding this place? Maybe something we heard about the Pit of Malice that might indicate us into what direction to go?
So if you are thinking how do the pathways on your left and right look like, I'm sending you the pictures now. But without the light, just for you to imagine. So they're way narrower than the path that you're currently following, but it definitely looks human-made or humanoid-made.
Very interesting.
No, there has to be railroads. We are following the
railroad. Let's go for now railroad. Yes?
But maybe there's something interesting like on those small side roads.
Do you want to go left or right?
Yeah.
Do you want to split the party?
No.
No.
We're going together, Ariel.
That's a good idea. No, you know, it's just like maybe we have the main way and it's like the main quest line, but maybe to the side there's something to be found. Maybe there's been something stored. Maybe we'll find a
Maybe we'll find
chest
the
filled
map.
with
Yes.
something.
Maybe there's a map somewhere, yes.
Exactly. Or maybe like some resources stored away, right? Storage rooms. Like the workers had to follow the main way, which we are currently following, but on the left or right, there might be
Yes, and
stashed
also
They
like
left some
stuff,
treasures there we can
a
equipment.
stash
find.
of magical
Yeah.
items.
Yeah, I was also thinking about
Exactly.
magical
Health
items.
potions, yes.
Well, I don't think those potions would be usable anymore if we find any. I think they also like expire, right? Or
You
can
know what
you
the
still
option
use?
is? I don't know.
Yeah, I think that would
Well, I
maybe
would
be
know. I
more
would know.
harmful than beneficial to take them, but
Maybe they get more potent, with time, like wine.
No, wait.
300
What
years old health potion.
what do I know about a potion that has been brewed like, yeah, a few hundred years ago?
Please roll for, I would say it's Arcana.
Okay.
oh, looks good.
I think I know.
So Rafe, you have a perfect memory of what might be happening with the potions which have been left on a shelf and forgotten for some reasons, because it was recently read by you in the Alchemist 201 course book.
Yes.
And you know that if the container itself is protected and has been intact, nothing is going to happen with the with this potion itself. However, if it has been contaminated or has been experienced another impact on it, then yeah, it might just not work or have a side effect. So it's about the quality of the container.
But I would be able to tell from the
You would
container,
be
like
able
by
to
touching or
tell
whatever.
if the container is broken or not. Yes.
Yes, I mean even if it's like some little crack, I would see it. I guess. Yes.
Yeah.
I can
Upon
use the
close
lantern
investigation,
from
sure. Yeah.
so
We
in
didn't
case.
found any yet.
No. I mean, we're planning. If we find any, okay. So left or
So,
right? Since we already said not straight ahead.
mm, wait, thinking about it. Like, can Farwald remember in which direction the river was flowing that we crossed? Was it, where was it flowing to? Like, from to?
He could try. It would be survival check.
Okay. I'll go for it. Nah. Probably Farwald
So
is right.
since you
He's not
made
quite
a
sure.
few turns and you also used stairs and you were twisted around and looking around, in this specific moment, you're really not sure whether it's like on the west or like northwest, maybe somewhat that direction.
Okay. Right, yeah, maybe we just want to evade the north and northwest, just in case there was like some water coming here and downstairs and we don't want to drown, or I don't know.
So we go right.
Yeah, I think so.
Bob, is that okay?
Yes,
Or
yes,
do
of
you
course,
have
yes.
another preference?
Bob
Okay.
was distracted with his.
Did you see
Okay.
anything?
No, what do you mean?
Actually, like, do we hear like anything? Like, are there like any insects in the floor or in the walls? Insects? Are there insects?
As you're trying to focus your hearing on the rodents, you
Okay.
don't hear anything except the breathing of Bob, who is like standing right behind you.
Yes.
Praise Irene.
All right.
That's what Bob said, and Rafe, you hear how behind you in your backpack there is a sound. And you hear it, where's Irene? Where's Irene? Where's Irene? As the
I was
sound
gonna ask
goes
that.
in the sideways tunnels.
If we talk, is there echo? I guess yes.
There is.
Of course.
There is.
Mhm. Okay.
Okay.
Right.
Oh, but before we walk to the right,
You might be sure that the word of Irene has reached certain depth. No.
Oh my god, we talked about Irene in the other god's shrine, but okay.
we're
guess
not in
they
the
are
shrine
pretty-
anymore, right? We're just downstairs.
I don't know if it still belongs.
Rafe, as you
Irene.
remember back in the shrine of the pillar, you couldn't see a single shadow in there, even though over here they're all over the place. So without the lantern, your dark vision, just darkness.
Oh.
So where do you
wait.
go?
In the tunnel, we
Right.
can see shadows, right? Yes.
Yeah,
Oh.
wherever Bob points his lantern, you'll
Yeah,
see how
we
shadows
see.
are waving left and right.
Okay. So let's go right then.
Before we go, just conjuring my packed weapon in form of a long sword without the sound and light effects for self. Exactly.
Just with a face expression. You
So
see,
right way, that means south.
Yes.
Okay.
let's play smart. So as you're following, I assume in the same procession, you notice that the alleyway actually kind of narrowed down, allowing only one person to walk, not like in a group in the main passage. As you're passing through, you see that as you're basically your shoulders are starting to touch the walls, but you're none of you are really big or wide, so you're still fine to go through. A few minutes later, you find yourself in a room which from a first look looks just a lot of rubbish in here. But as Bob points his lantern all around the place, you notice that this room currently, out of things which were previously there, there's a lot of wooden rubble in here. And in one of the corners you find something that resembles a bed, but you wouldn't really like to sit in it, even with your constitution. The whole room in front of you, it's probably maybe 10 on 20 meters, and it resembles barracks or living space.
Is there any exits out of this room?
Yes, on the further end of the street, there is a similar passage you just walked in, and it continues further on.
Do we want to explore anything here? And there's something. No?
We can just have a look if we see something interesting,
Shiny.
compelling, informative, shiny.
Yes. As you're looking around, you notice that there are more remaining beds, and there are actually 2 floor beds. And as you're getting closer to one of them, you notice that there is a skeleton, full-size skeleton lying on the top of the bed.
Oh my god.
Next to it, this is basically the only corner which looks like the bed the most preserved. You notice that there is a table and a small wooden bench next to the bed itself.
Maybe this was a jail or something?
There was no door though, right?
No, not anymore. But
Okay, I'm checking the skeleton and try to determine, first of all, was it human? or something else? And can I detect how it died? Maybe peaceful or violent death?
Yes, as the lantern line points to the skeleton, you see that it's on the skeleton left. The clothes have really fell upon him, and the impact of the time actually also took its toll on them. They look dark gray / brown, and as you observe in the skeleton self, you notice that both of its legs, like in the knee area, they are like, if you would imagine a person lying down, but both of his legs are kind of twisted in the opposite direction that they should be. So as you're looking at the condition of the bones, that definitely looks like quite a serious trauma.
Okay, so someone broke this person's leg, or the person broke legs himself and just stayed there and died. Nice.
As you are looking closer, you notice that on the left part of the chest, there is a pocket, and there is something flickering from the pocket.
Ooh. Before I reach out towards the pocket, I'm just checking, does the skeleton have any weapons in his hands or so, any items?
As you look, he is kind of lying in the bed itself is in a bit of a niche in the wall, which was specifically made to host two floor bed. And as you're looking for any signs of weapons, anything that could be sharp, you don't find anything. It's just it's a dead man on a very broken bed, very old bed, with his eye sockets looking directly up. There is no left of live tissue, like a skin or meat. There's just bones and a bit of the outfit.
Then I'm reaching out towards that chest pocket.
Right, we don't need the bones of a died creature for anything, right? For any potions.
No.
Okay.
Not the ones I know.
Well, not every day you see a skeleton,
Should we take like a few of them just in case?
I don't know, you the
Why not? I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
The development.
Yeah, I mean,
yes.
I wouldn't take like the big bones, right? Like on the legs, but maybe like from fingers. No? No?
Just make an amulet out of the bones.
You definitely can. So Farvald, as you're reaching towards the pocket, you feel that as your hand tries to do it as carefully as possible, but even the touch to that clothing, it has a heavy impact on its state, and you can just pierce it just by touching it. And as you're trying to take it out, all of you can see that there is a small pendant on the metallical kind of like a rope, and inside of it there is a small glass jar, and in this glass jar you see there is something like of a scroll of a kind. There is a paper inside of it. It's not big, it's like this size. And you see that the paper inside of it, it's very well noticed. It's white. It hasn't been affected by the overall time flow. It seems to be well preserved.
Hey guys, look at that. Seems like we found a very important conserved message.
A map?
Scroll.
No. Yeah.
Maybe a map, maybe call for distress, maybe a love letter. Let's find out.
Yes. Or
But
are we scared that it's gonna do something wrong if we take it out?
I mean, I'm not sure. I would look at it, and do I see anything magical about this item? Does it feel or seem magical? I mean, it's noticeable that the paper inside is still white and not been affected by decay, by time.
As you're trying to compare it with your own period of health, yes, it's it doesn't seem to be magical. It seems to be just a glass jar. For your eyes. Farewell.
Let's check.
I'm handing it over to Bob and say, "Hey, Bob, don't you wanna check this? Because I don't know, before I open it and something bad happens, maybe your wizard eyes can see more. It's the wise idea to open it."
I don't want to open it. I don't like it. I don't like opening it. It looks dangerous. Rafe, you can take it.
Do you have the feeling that it looks dangerous? Like
Dangerous. Dangerous.
Does it?
Yes. Yes, it's basic. That's what's going on.
Bob, what's with your right hand? What are you doing?
Nothing. All good. I'm just being very careful.
But you don't have like some inner feeling.
This guy has broken legs. You know, he didn't really end well.
Well, but maybe he wanted to leave this message for future
For someone
people
who
that
broke
would
his
visit
legs,
him.
yes.
No, I'm pretty sure not for them. Maybe for
Maybe
someone
it
that
was-
would find him.
Maybe it was also just an accident, you know? I mean, people have been working here. Maybe it was just a working accident. He just broke his legs. It was unlucky.
I mean, we have here the bottle expert, right? Specialist in bottles and potions. So it doesn't look magical. So I don't know. You can try opening it. Maybe there's a gas inside. That's why it's well preserved. And we're gonna all get poisoned. Who knows?
Except, yeah.
So, Farewell, the vial is currently in your hands.
Or let's just put it in some bag and we'll examine it at the end, maybe. But it could be helpful for the cave or for the mines.
Exactly.
Yeah. I mean, Farewell, do you want to risk it?
I want it to be risked.
Just do.
Well, do it. I mean, just a little bit like far from you in case there's like some poison and then it goes somewhere else.
That was my point. I want it to be risked. I don't want to risk it myself.
I think we had the person who with the mage hand somewhere around here, like you know.
Ah, yes.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean,
that would be a great idea.
Sure. I'll send let's put it somewhere and I'll send the hand to open it.
Mm-hmm.
Good.
Yeah, actually, how to open it? Is there like something like a lid or something like that, or is it just fully made out of glass? Is it like one glass piece?
As you're looking at it, you definitely see that it could be kind of like opened up like a bottle of beer.
So it is a container. The mage hand can open
It is
containers.
a container. Yes, it's a small enough container. Mage hand can do that. Do you do that?
Yeah, I just casted this little helper. And let's just put it in the floor.
How does your mage hand look like?
Like a hand. that flows. Yeah, does it look like for everyone the same, or can it look like a little bit like reddish, like fire? Because it's mine, and I like fire.
Could be completely invisible. Like
Drinking the red drink.
No. No, my mage hand is not invisible. You can see it.
You all can see how suddenly a red hand appears right next to Farvelt. And as Farvelt is still holding it kind of in front of him, it slowly floats. And you even recognize, the nails and the polishing of what Rave uses, and because it mimics its own hand. And it reaches the vial, and it makes this move. You hear this sound of an open container. You're all being very nervous this moment, listening for whatever is happening around. Nothing happens.
Hey, the mage hand is still there, right?
Yes,
it can
it's still there.
Just open it like Ebola container.
Yeah, really want to take that paper from inside, but by the mage hand. Can I do it? Yes.
Yes, absolutely. So you
Yeah.
turn it around, you take this small piece of paper in the hand and opens it up and starts to scroll. You notice that this is a piece of paper, maybe this wide, this long. And on the side of it, you find writing in common.
Mhm.
You read it.
Yes.
Okay. Let me open my notes. So as you start reading the letter, you find the following content. Dear Jane, I'm writing you in despair and terrible pain. My friends have left me here as they are traitors and they don't want to take care of me in the time of need. I know you told me that it might come to a problem, this whole job, but I went here anyway. Maybe I should have listened to you. At one of the excavations, we have found a lair, and in the lair there was a beast that has turned a few of my friends into stone. As I was running away, I couldn't jump on one of the ladders and slide down. As I did so, Jeremy took me with him, the only brave soul from all of them here, and helped me to get back to the barracks. However, after they left me in here, they said they're going for the provisions and I haven't seen them since. It's been a second day, and I feel I'm gonna bleed out in here. I'm sorry for leaving you in those bad times. I hoped that would be for the better. Yours, Julia.
Does it have a date?
No.
Good point.
Okay. Okay.
But as you're looking at the paper and handwriting, you definitely notice that from the outer side it looked completely clean and white, but from the inside you notice that there would be a few fingerprints made with blood and dust and dirt, as the person was trying to write it down, making a mess with the writing.
For July.
Wow.
Yeah,
Okay,
but you see, it wasn't the other guys that did it. It was a beast.
which turns people into stone.
Do
So
we know
what would
something like
that be? Something like a basilisk, I suppose.
that? Yes.
Because it's underground.
Yeah, this is a chamber of secrets. Like on Harry Potter Part 2. Yeah.
Just don't look at it.
Yes. Yeah,
Is that
let's
how
take our
basilisks
mirrors.
work?
What?
I mean, is that how basilisks work? That's more like what a Medusa works like, right? You don't look at her in order not to turn
Yeah,
into
you
stone, but
cannot look at.
basilisks? Aren't they
No, you
also
cannot look at their eyes
poisonous?
directly, but
I don't know. Rafe
a.
already experienced that. She already been turned to stone.
It wasn't
So
bad.
it's coming back again.
Rafe, as
Oh,
you're
you learn how
thinking
to.
about your experience of being a stone statue, you have the shivers all over your body.
Maybe you have a resistance to basilisk. Oh, yeah.
I mean, I just know if we find one, we cannot look at it, or we have to destroy his eyes.
We had a mirror. Someone had a mirror. Forward. You had a mirror. Because you were looking at your tattoo recently.
We looked at your
No,
tattoo.
actually, yes.
Yeah, we
Yes,
looked
that
at
was somewhere No,
That
but
was
I don't
home.
possess a mirror.
Kind of in a place, yeah.
You
Like, I don't
didn't
know.
took it. And,
But maybe our daggers and our swords are sharp enough, and we can use it as mirrors. They have to reflect.
Yeah.
Unless
Actually,
they're
that's
full
where
of
the
blood.
broadsword might come in. Because it's extra broad, you might have like...
okay, then you have a shield that is extra wide.
Well, that
Omega
too,
polished.
yes.
Is
So
it Omega polished? I'm looking at my shields to determine if it's Omega polished enough.
I think it looks pretty nice.
As you're looking at the shield of the defender being attached to your hand, the left one or right one?
Left one.
To the left hand. You know that you definitely didn't take much of the time to maintain it and make it polished once. So it definitely doesn't look broken or destroyed, but if you would like to participate in a military parade with it, your sergeant would look at you like this.
So, if I would take the time, could it be used as some type of makeshift mirror?
If you have materials for that, sure. Something that makes it shiny and bright.
Something that makes it shiny and bright. I mean, do we
As
have
you're
any
standing next
cloth?
to the corpse, you hear this minor rumbling of this coming from the depth of the earth.
Oh
And
my
you
God.
feel the bit of the sand and mist just like flying,
The Moria.
falling
Curse the
down.
Moria. What did you trigger down there?
Rave.
I mean,
Again.
it wasn't necessarily me. We also just opened a bottle. I mean, it was my mage hand, but whatever. It was with the approval of
It's still
everyone.
about the stone, I think. Yeah.
No.
So what would you like to do? You currently
Are we
have
afraid?
one pathway which goes directly north from the room and the passage backwards. Other than
So we
that, the
just
room
came
looks
from
in the
the
rubbles. Yes.
And we can go down south.
Do we go
Yeah, do we keep going south?
Or do we want to check the other one? Go back and check the left one.
Yeah, makes sense.
Which one?
I mean,
Going back and checking the left?
Yes, we can just quickly check. But before leaving the room, I'd like to take a look at the other beds. Maybe there's something else, probably not a skeleton, we might have seen that, but maybe something else is lying around. A map. Piece of gold. A ruby. Maybe another hidden skeleton? Something?
Wait a second.
Can I take the bones of the fingers? Okay. Do you think so, bad idea?
You take... I mean, it's not really ethical, but it's more ethical than actually killing a human once in human bones.
Yeah. Like,
as you're looking around and trying to determine anything that could be of worth, you notice that not far from the skeleton lies a pickaxe, which seems to be in a more or less okay condition.
Sure, I take a pickaxe because who knows when you might need one.
Is it heavy?
Yeah, how heavy is it?
I would say like 5 kilos, maybe less. So it definitely, if somebody tries to hit you in the face, you will definitely feel it. Or if somebody throws it at you, you better catch it by the right end.
Or in case you see something shimmering in the wall of the mine, you're walking in, you might just take a pickaxe and find something interesting.
Yeah,
Maybe A piece of gold, maybe a
That would be better than doing it with bare hands.
Okay. So, adding to my inventory, I suppose it's not a war pick, but rather a miner's pick, right?
I don't know how it's on D&D Beyond in terms of tools. It's not even a weapon. It's a tool.
Oh.
But can be
Nice.
used as the
Maybe
improvised
it's a
weapon. Yes.
climber's kit.
Hmm.
Okay, adding something that's called pick, miner's pick. Okay.
So
There is a pick miners already adventuring gear.
Yeah, that's one I added.
Yeah, just click add. Miners pick. 2 gold points. Yeah, can sell it.
yeah, so where are you heading to?
So, going back to where we were before, right? And then over to the left room.
Wait, I take my bones.
Your what?
A few bones from the skeleton from the hand.
Okay, tell us which bones are you taking and how. Currently, only the like everything that's below the knee, kind of cracked and in bad condition.
Yeah, no. I just want them from the fingers. Like, from 4 fingers. Everything from here on.
You all can see how Rafe comes and with the help of her mage hand, she's like from one hand.
Yeah.
Nobody bets an eye. And then she takes it to the second hand and and you currently have a skeleton in front of you without 10 of his fingers because all of them are now in the pocket of Rafe.
His legs were broken.
I'll
not
pack
his
it and
hands.
then we're good to go,
Sorry,
guys.
Jelaya.
Yeah, I mean, in case Jane is still alive, maybe we can give her one of the fingers as memory.
It was like 200 years ago. So
Okay.
not...
Like some future Jane. Oh no, that's fine. I can just keep them for my experiments
I'm sorry,
without me in the
Jane.
future.
I
Yes.
think that belongs to your husband.
Yeah, or we go and bury them with Jane. No.
Maybe we find her skeleton as well, and then we can bury them together.
Right? But no, that has no
Skeleton
meaning.
hunters.
It's just bones. Yeah.
Who knows? You might get inspiration for that. It's a good deed.
It's very romantic, right?
Yes, and maybe this will prevent us from a spectre rising and haunting us for stealing his hands, because we did something good with them in the end.
I won't do anything wrong. It's just for science.
Rafe,
I think
please
it's
roll
true.
for perception.
Okay. 14, I don't think it's good.
As you're looking around yourself, you can just feel a bit of this like pushing coming from underneath, from underground. Other than that, nothing else.
Yeah.
Something's pushing, you say, right?
Like before that something's moving underground, right?
Like a hit.
Like, but not in the room.
Not in the room. Somewhere way below.
Okay.
Maybe something's working its way up, trying to determine where that stone came from.
Come on, they would have heard us anyway. Because we're talking. And that is an open hole.
So, where do you guys go?
Okay, I'm done here. If you guys don't want to take any other bones, we can go to the other.
So north and then north again.
Yes.
Okay, so you are returning back to the main corridor and going to a different room which also didn't have the rails, correct?
Great.
Yeah.
Okay. Let me open my notes. So as you're walking towards that direction, you notice that over here, to your surprise, the walls are not going that narrow as before. And as you're looking around, you definitely can notice that the pathway right under your feet has been used very, very extensively. Like there was a lot of movement here happening earlier before, just with the human feet. You know, sometimes if you walk along the same stairs of stone quite often, you can easily bend and break the stone with time. So something like this happened with the pathway as you're leading to. The corridor several times moved left, right, left, and after the third turn, you end up in the room, which may be like 5 on 5 meters, and in the middle of it, you see the following.
So we can go downstairs from there.
So Bob, as you're walking around, the light from your lantern starts to kind of diminish.
Wait. Is it because of the wind or not because of the wind?
It's because of the candle. Yes.
I mean, we're walking. Is it already an hour that we're walking around?
The candles of Irene, they
Lasts for an hour.
They are of a bit different quality level than the Dungeoneer's candles.
So less
Yeah,
quality, right? Less
Of course,
quality.
it's much more quality. And as I say that, I double the bright area that the candle.
Yeah.
As you double the bright area, you see that the pathway that you ended up with, it has those stairs, like it has like several ladders, which are basically made from one mini platform to another one, to another one, to another one. And it easily goes to the several levels down.
Someone investigate the quality of the letters.
Do we have a ladder master here?
Well, we can touch it and see if they would be stable when we put more pressure on them.
Yeah, there was some rubble. We can just throw in it and see if it breaks.
And make noise.
So Bob, you're also into throwing stones, yes?
La la la.
I don't know. I don't want to step on it in the way that it looks. I mean, imagine a ladder, wooden ladder that wasn't used for 100 years.
Yeah, I'm also skeptical.
And there's no way up if it breaks.
But maybe before we descend, I mean, there was this other room and we didn't follow through just to look what's here. So obviously this is leading like downwards.
This is where it was. This is the end of that left room you went to.
So probably under there's like a whole new level to explore. Maybe we just want to finish the other room, the other corridor, or check where the railways go.
So probably this is the ladder way down, and maybe the railway will be the railway down. I mean, I would trust the railway more because it's like iron, you know, made for the for the heavy lifting.
Technically, yes, but maybe it's also leads to completely different places. I mean, this probably has been used by the people who worked here quite a lot, quite frequently. So I think it's just, as I said, entry to the next level, the next plane. Whereas the railway, I don't know. It might probably it's not leading downwards, right?
No, no, we can go back and see. Yeah.
Hmm. Yeah. Do you agree? Like maybe let's check out.
So where are you heading to?
South
middle.
and east.
Mm-hmm.
So back to the crossing south, and then going through the big gates with the railway path.
Okay. In the same order, right? Rafe, Bob, Farwell.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, you all can see how Bob is frantically writing down the directions you're walking to and from. And you're trusting him that he's doing it to the best of his ability. Soon you're passing the same corridor back to the rails, and you're proceeding straight as you were initially seeing. Rafe, from the place you're at, you definitely can see an archway ahead of you and at maximum 60 feet away from you. And as you're closing on, further on, further on, further on, the archway seemed to be an entrance to a larger room. As you're getting to this archway and getting inside, you find yourself for the first time some signs of light. As you look above yourself, you find yourself right in the middle of the main entrance to the Pit of Malice, but several levels below. But currently it's already it's evening time, as the natural sources of lights are dying out and it's getting darker. So it's not that bright as you're currently at. As you're looking at the rails, pathways, you notice that at this specific moment, as you just left the pathway, as I'm sending a picture, you know how it looks. You notice that the whole pit leads all the way down, and you cannot see the end of it. Looks like this. At the same time, you notice that the rails here, they're made kind of a two-way. One way probably of descending and one way for ascending carriages. As you're looking to your right, where the current rail leads to, you see a carriage standing there, currently with its wheels being kind of supported by both sides with wooden planks so that it doesn't roll anywhere away. And it currently stands there empty.
Okay. Do we want to take this?
Yeah.
What are the chances that we just outright die?
Pretty high.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, why would we die?
Just fall to our death.
Because it's like 100, 200 years old. No one has been maintaining it. There were bugs eating away at the wood.
We can check the wheels.
I
And
don't think
see
the
if
wheels
they-
would be the problem. I think the railway itself might be. But there's only one carriage, right? Not two.
One, yes.
Would the three of us fit into this carriage?
As you're getting closer to examining the inner side, you notice that it definitely could handle with like maybe 2 or 3 cubical meters of soil or the stones or any other material. So you would definitely be able to jump in and fit. you could get maybe one more person in there to easily fit.
So 2 persons max.
4.
No.
At least
Oh,
4.
4 in total, okay. Alright.
But what is the exits out of this big pit? Like, the railroad goes down, or
As you're trying to pass and look at where the railroad leads to, you see that the current path that leads down, it's kind of a spiral ways down to the lower levels. And you notice that as you look in several to the area of your visibility, you notice that on every single level there would be similar platform as you're standing now, where those carriages could be stopped and could continue the way whether up or down.
Would we understand how to stop them?
Please roll investigation.
Why am I always the one investigating when we have a super smart wizard? Okay, because
We have a very wise.
I never roll more than 5.
Yeah, but you roll like a constant 15. That's good.
Yes.
So as you're trying to figure out the way, how would you able to stop the carriage from passing any further? You definitely know that in the standing position, those wooden planks, which are right under the wheels, are stopping it from moving anywhere else. But if you imagine traveling, like using it as a goods transport further on a different level, you notice that there is a very small, tiny metallic pole on the outer side of the carriage, and you notice that this is something that can be pulled in or out, and the mechanism leads directly to the front wheels of it.
Okay, I'm investigating this leverage. Leverage. This, this device. Does it seem sturdy, or might it break when force be applied?
So what was your investigation roll?
18.
16.
Oh, it sounds like 18.
So as you're looking at the whole carriage itself and at the metal pole, the controller of it, it seems it's probably maybe 2 centimeters in diameter overall. It's quite, and as you're touching it, it seems to be resonating with your touch, and overall looking to be kind of in the same condition as the whole carriage is, which seems to be average. It's not shining bright like a diamond, but it's also not looking completely broken. It has signs of use, both on the inner and outer side, and you can even notice that the wheels that are being used there, some of them are like, how do you call it? They have been exchanged, so this whole thing has been repaired several times. Rafe,
so I'm wondering, how do we get up? I mean, I would be okay to go down, but how do we get up again? How did they get those carriages up again?
Good
Maybe we should
question.
investigate that first before we take one.
Maybe someone was pulling it with some rope.
Would that be unfortunate? I hope for some kind of mechanism.
Bob has an idea. Okay.
So let's, as you are deciding which way to go and how to proceed, let's take a short break.
Okay.
So 5 minutes. I will be putting the pause on the stream. Hopefully it works. Okay, we should be back on stream. How does it look? I think my camera is gone.
Looks good.
Is it gone or not? Oh wait, it was a I had to choose a different one. Okay, now it's good. So yes, the carriages that you're currently standing next to, they look like this. I just posted the image of them. And Farvald. Sergey, you can come back to us. We are...
Ice cream.
Show us what kind of ice cream is that.
I need ice cream. I also have some ice cream in there. But it would be weird drinking and eating ice cream.
Advertisement, moment pick time.
Wait, is my text like mirrored?
No, we can see
No,
it. We
text
can
is
read it.
fine.
Okay, then it's only my specific on my own Discord. It's mirrored. Okay.
Wait, what happened with Okay.
This music comes when you died in Mass Effect 1. So it brings back some bad memories.
Or good. Depends on whose side you are.
I mean,
So,
play Shepard and then you die.
but what if you cheer for Saren all this time?
Of course, it's also Saren's theme, and Saren is undoubtedly a cool character. But when you hear this music every time your dying screen comes on, mixed feelings.
So, as Farvald, you're currently the closest on the slope, which will be going down the hill, as you are currently exploring how all the mechanism of how does the carriage work. You saw how big it is, that how much weight it can carry around, and you also see that this was the last moment of the sunlight getting into the cave, into the pit, basically from above. And as this last light disappearing, and the only sources of light around here is the lantern of Bob, you look at the direction where would the carriage lead to, and you notice several other sources of light in there. You see 3 pairs of dark greenish light, all of them being maybe like 1.5 level below where you are at. And you also hear the sound of
What is this sound?
this is exactly the sound, you hear it. This is a sound of bones clanking against other bones. And as you are looking at...
Is it moving?
Can I throw it away?
Of course you can.
But it's like just 10 fingers. It's better that we have them than that the skeleton has them.
Okay.
You know? I mean, by now it cannot even move, right?
Oh, it's a cinematic. So, as you're looking at the sources of light, you see that they are kind of on the move. They are floating. They are different height, but they are they go in pairs. And the others, Rafe, especially Rafe, you notice them as well. And with your dark vision, you see this. You see at least 3 of the skeletons rising up hill, going by the path where the carriage would be going. You see that all of them, they are carrying the remains of something that would look like the miner's pickaxe or a hammer or a giant axe. So they are tools, not weapons. And they are currently slowly crawling all the way uphill. They are at your 60 feet distance from you, Rafe. From you, Farwell.
Do they come our direction?
They're going uphill, so they will definitely get to you.
Okay, everyone can see them, right?
Farwell points his finger, and everybody sees
Did we
them
just
now.
cook them?
Farwell, you notice that they walk exactly on the left railway pathing, which would be going downwards.
Mm-hmm. So we have different options. I mean, first of all, they're basically just doing their job, right? They might be enslaved souls, I don't know, bound to work here forever and ever and ever, and maybe they won't even mind us being here, right? Maybe that's all they do. They just work,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
they don't even have weapons.
No.
The other possibility is that they do mind, and then we'll have to fight them.
Yeah.
In case we will have to fight them, we could just send down the carriage and just basically kill all 6 of them. Just by sending it down. Should be
6? I
easy.
thought there were only 3.
No, I think it was 3 pairs of light, right? But they were on different levels. So we could just send down the carriage. Throw them over. But that would make a lot of noise, and maybe then there will be more than before. I don't know.
We want to try to talk to them.
I'm not sure if they can respond, but I mean, they don't even have weapons, right? Maybe they just don't care.
Okay, let's just ignore them and think they're not there.
As you have this conversation, you see that these 3 pairs of eyes are now looking at exactly at Farwell as they hear the sound of the voice. And they start to move their bones erratically, but faster.
Okay. I don't think they're friendly. Okay, no, they're not friendly. They're not friendly. Let's kill them. I'm scared.
Okay, how do we kill them faster?
Carriage.
Okay, courage and they...
Yes, but this
Let's
means
just...
much sound. Attention. More skeletons.
God.
They are currently less than 30 feet away from you, Farwell.
It's like...
Yeah, okay, I just set the carriage off so that it will go down all the way. And I push it like hard so that it gains speed like rather fast.
Ah, I thought that we were gonna go with the carriage.
You can still go with it.
We don't want to go with the carriage, we just want to send the carriage.
Okay,
I don't know.
let's do it Rumble style. We go down all the way, last level, and on the way we kill the skeletons.
Like, yeah, I mean, we're in the carriage, and then we can have like some, you know, we would have daggers, you would have sword, and...
Okay,
No?
all the way down right in front of the basilisk.
Oh, we still don't know if he's there.
Something is there.
You mean they are protecting that?
I'm not sure
That's
if they're protecting
something.
it, if they're coexisting, if it enslaved them. But yeah. Okay, quick question. Do you want to jump in the carriage, yes or no? Meanwhile, I'm making it ready and I'm about to push it. That's
It
all
sounds
my
like an
strength.
adventure. What does Bob think?
I don't know, if I see you two jump in it, I would jump.
Let's do it.
Okay, good. And so I make sure that both of them came in range to jump into the carriage, and only then do I push it with all my strength and jump right next to it, right into it.
Okay.
So
Oh.
with the power of the agility, and you, Rafe and Bob, they jump inside of the empty carriage, while Farwell is like picking out the latest wooden planks which were under the wheels, preventing it from sliding anywhere else. And meanwhile, they were getting like closer and closer. And as Farwell pushes the last plank and making a slow push, he kind of holds it from the back with the hands and rolls inside of the carriage. And this extra push kind of starts the carriage rolling. And Farwell, you're all the way with your face down, but Bob and Rafe, you currently see how the faces of the skeletons starting to approach you faster and faster. The skeletons, as they see the carriage moving, they stopped and
No.
they are just looking at the carriage. And as the carriage approaches them, it goes faster and faster and faster, and then it bowling strike. You see how the bones are just an axe and floating all over different places as you're just rolling over them, and the carriage continues to ride to the down slope. Bob, as you're currently now still with your lantern looking up ahead, you see that the spiraling of it continues. You haven't seen the end of it, but you see that there are more skeletons appearing from pathways, hearing the clanking of bones being shattered all different places from the impact. You see this greenish light in their eyes appearing from different levels. They are of different heights, but they all look in a similar way. They weren't warriors in their life. Rather, they were somebody who might have been working in here, in this place. As you continue and you slope down, in front of you, you notice there's a larger group of skeletons, at least dozens of them. This time they're standing both in the passage you're going to and on the sideway passage. What would you like to do? The carriage is accelerating further on.
Wait, sideway passage. So either we
Sideway
keep
passage,
going,
yeah, so there is
we
one
go
passage
this
which is used for up, and there is one passage which is used up. So they're currently standing like a wall, kind of, but covering the whole thing. The carriage accelerates. What would you like to do? Fabrat, you're now on your feet, and you're currently seeing how this fresh breath of air is spreading your new outfit, hair and beard, different around.
So how deep do we go?
How deep do we go? And the carriage continues. You made another semicircle, and it's probably maybe 20-25 feet closer more to the next group of skeleton soldiers. What do you do? Two skeletons.
We continue? Or do you guys want to jump?
I mean, maybe it's not so smart to go deeper because there will be more
So
skeletons.
imagine you would be like passing them, and they would be standing on your left. The half of them would be standing on the left, and you would be like passing them and going, continue. Do you want to do something?
Maybe you should kill them, like maybe shoot something, because they will follow us. We're not going to kill them.
Well,
now,
we
they will
wanted
follow us.
to use the sword, no? Like for the other one. So the sword would be here, and when we're going down, well, it's gonna.
Like a reapers.
Yes, yes, yes.
Yes.
But I don't have a sword, so.
Bob, take the broadsword.
You have a golden daggers, no? That's...
Yeah, okay, I can just take.
I
my
mean, we can
broadsword.
try. We can try with the daggers, but I don't think it will be as.
I'm holding
I'll-
a lamp.
Efficient.
I cannot
I'll
hold a
act-
great sword and a lamp.
I'll actually drop the shield and take my packed weapon longsword with both hands, and then
Yes.
swap it over to the left side.
And since it's so fast, then you don't need to do a lot of effort, right? It just happens.
Mm-hmm.
You all can see how Farwell does the action and summons the broadsword and lands, basically lays it on one of the sides of the, using it as kind of a extra support. And as you're passing by with the accelerating carriage going all the way down, you see how his blade makes this like very accurate
It's in the middle,
Farwell.
right? So
With the move, with the acceleration that you have, you didn't feel anything at all. The only thing that changed, as you're looking back, you see that the bones of those and the light is extinguished from their eyes and they're just falling as the piles in a different direction. Also, some of them falling over the edge and falling deeper inside of the pit as you are continuing accelerating. By this time, you have already passed at least 3 levels, circling around, and the speed accelerates. What do you do?
I think they're rather weak, actually. Maybe we don't have to worry about them so much.
They're rather weak. I think they should be fine, says Farwell to you.
okay. Hopefully they
Okay,
don't
do-
understand.
Do we go all the way down, or should I stop the carriage at some point? Do we go to the last level? I think it's too deep. I cannot dimension doors all the way up. It doesn't work.
You
We
just
have to
passed
stop.
3 more levels.
How many levels did we pass by now? 5?
Makes
9.
sense.
9. One-way trip, guys.
The carriage
Are there
still
more skeletons in
accelerates.
front? Are there more skeletons in front?
You can see that, like, in the passages that you're currently passing by on a speed, you definitely could see some of this green flickering in a depth, but not somebody on your way because you are currently being quite fast. So
even if we stop the carriage now and want to walk all the way back, it will be full of skeletons. So maybe we just keep going and find another way up?
we keep going.
Yeah, we can. I think we
With
don't
the
see anymore how deep we are. We just
11th level passed.
Yeah, okay.
You
just
hear this
go.
screech of wheels, of metal on metal, as probably this carriage has never reached this kind of speeds or have been left
Wow.
alone
just
to the
put a little bit on brakes. Just
to the own
just-
velocity.
Just brake a little bit, like not stop.
Yeah, okay.
But make it a controlled, way down.
12th level
Okay.
passed. What do you do?
Yeah, I do that. I grab this handle for the brake and just pull it like slightly, like not all of a sudden, not that there's like some kind of shock or we might just overflip, just like slowly to manage the speed and bring it
As
down.
you are starting to pull it towards you, you feel a great resistance of just trying to keep it together. And as you're trying to keep it, you don't feel any difference towards the speed. You only notice how the carriage actually like kind of changes its position from being completely, let's say, horizontal, aligned with the rails. Like since there are front brakes, they're kind of like the backside starts to raise as you're starting to push it.
Oh god, we'll just flip over. We're just gonna
Yes.
flip over if I pull the brakes.
Yes.
It's not working.
13 levels passed. What do you do?
Okay, how do we get out of this thing safely? Any wizard's way to get us out of here?
We
Jump.
dimension door out of it.
But that's one spell.
15th level passed.
Oh well. Wait, DM. What do you mean 15th?
What do you do?
level?
Farwell, what do you
I
do?
don't know. I sit in the carriage and I don't know what's going on. Make it stop, Farwell. Make it stop.
Make
It's
it
enough.
I
stop!
can't. I don't know
have to.
how.
Just do something.
Okay, but No, I shouldn't pull this brake. We're just gonna flip over and crash into... I don't know.
The way we might.
17th level passed.
Yo,
Oh my god.
should I just push the brakes?
Just
Yeah, okay. I'm just pulling
Let's
the
see,
brakes
let's
with.
just do like
brake
this.
is our only way.
Yeah, okay.
Rave.
Yeah, we just need to protect our heads, right? The rest is fine.
I mean, I have some spells
That's
to
what the-
protect myself, but I'm more worried about you guys.
Is there a spell, protect head?
I'm also worried about me,
I mean, we don't have anything to protect ourselves.
except the heads.
Yeah, the hands to protect the head. Yes.
19th level passed. Farwell, what are you
Okay,
doing?
yeah, I'm pulling the
It's
brake
it's
as
an
strong as
infinite
I
thing,
can.
right?
Please, it's a strength contested roll. This roll
I'm
for
gonna
strength.
help him. I'm gonna help him.
Okay, then I'll
Okay,
help
well-
too. I'll leave my head.
Okay, so can I strength roll with double advantage?
Triple attack.
So out
Maybe
of
there's a
three,
second
the
level.
best.
We can pull them at the same time. You know, like a front brakes and the back brakes, like on a bicycle.
So tell me how many people are helping you. All of you are
All of
now.
us.
All of you are pushing
All of us.
into the brake. All of you, please roll strength. Just strength check. All of you. We'll see the best or the worst one.
If I still had my inspiration, does someone have inspiration to
You
reroll?
used it, I think, last time on
No,
raid.
yeah, I used it already before I died. Yeah.
So, Farvalt, as you're pushing more, you're trying to find a nice angle how to make. You see the Bob joining you, before, and then Rave also started to join in you, like pushing this one single lever, and it
And I
reminds
feel
you
it's
of
just me. I feel it's just me. You guys are so weak.
and you feel that the way how you're pulling it, it kind of reminds you of a very old fairy tale. But as you're pulling it and pulling it and pulling it, as you're pulling it, at some moment you hear this clink.
I knew it. I knew it. It was 2 centimeters from the start. I knew it.
Farwell, you're left with the rod in your own hands.
It doesn't
No,
stop?
it continues. The brakes are now broken. The brace control is broken.
Okay,
Can
okay,
we
all the
move
way
it
down.
with our strength,
Do you want to shake it
No,
to a certain
no?
side?
we could just fall like down, and then we would fall.
Level
upside down.
23 passed.
Yeah. Yeah.
You
I
want?
mean, I can
You
try
no longer
striking
can-
with the broadsword.
You no longer can even see the top of the pit. You don't even cannot figure out whether the end of it or not.
I'm gonna pull out the great sword, Farwell. Here you go. Do something with it. You're
Okay,
the minor specialist.
okay. Freshly declared minor specialist Farwell sees great sword, knows exactly what to do, grabs it, turns it around, and rams it into the place where this rod was, in order to supplement for the rod and have a new, a new leverage. Farwell knows this works.
Okay, so please correct me. So are you trying to hit the ground to kind of stop it? Are you trying to hit the wheel where the brakes were? Or are you trying to substitute the rod which is currently halfway broken? It's kind of still there, it's just broken. Like the mechanism
Wait,
is
it's
still
there.
there,
I
it's
think
not
snapped
controllable.
and there's- Yeah,
It's just
I'm
out of
trying
your
to-
reach to be. Yes.
I'm just trying to ram it exactly there where the rod was and to substitute it with a broadsword, creating a new rod here.
Okay, that would be a sword attack. Please attack the carriage.
Do I have to? Okay.
No damage, just an attack.
I just roll for the longsword then,
Yeah.
because I don't have. Boom.
Oh.
Did I destroy the carriage?
You can see how Farwell is, even though he's kind of shaky and the path continues and the carriage accelerates and it's been already bumpy because it's not used to this kind of speed, he is trying to like make a very careful aim into the mechanism the same that way so that his sword could substitute the lever and he could use it as a mechanism to start applying the force. And with this deadly precision that you are now using the sword, you're getting exactly in the place where you need. And since the sword is kind of like is an attachment of your hand, you can feel how it trembles, but you probably think that if you would put a usual sword in there, it would be immediately like broken and destroyed with a simple steel magical weapon, you don't know. But since it's like a packed weapon, it's able to withstand this amount of heat that currently being generated by the whole mechanism of brakes. And as you're trying to push using the body weight basically on it, you're currently halfway out of this carriage because you need to reach for it. Bob, Rafe, are you trying to hold him?
Rafe, hold him. I'm gonna light up, the way. Do we see anything? Do we see the end of the spiral? It's completely dark.
As you're currently, Bob, you already lost the count of the amount of levels you passed because you were just thinking how to step on it. Rafe, you're currently grabbing Farwell by the belt, just not letting him fall out from the carriage.
Mm-hmm.
And Farwell, you're applying all your weight into the brake mechanism, and you hear this like screeching of metal. It's very loud. It's spreading all over the place. But Bob, you definitely notice that there's something of like a greenish, but light greenish / whitish light somewhere further on, like on the way. And as the carriage starts actually to slow down, you all feel how it, for some time, it tries to then like overturn and send you into the flight, but since the Farwell is applying all his body in there, it doesn't happen, and you feel how the carriage starts to actually decelerate and slow the speed. As it starts to slow down, Bob, you realize that whatever you saw in front of you was the end of the path, the end of the rails.
Wait. What do you mean end of the rails?
There would be like a wooden sign.
Oh, not into the Moria. It's just
the end. Yeah, it would be basically a last level of it. And you see that there would be like a sign which signifies the end or beginning of carriage. As the carriage starts to decelerate, it definitely loses most of its speed. But as it gets into sight of this barrier, the whole carriage first rides on the sand which is there, and then you all are falling outside of the carriage. Please roll dexterity saving throw. Acrobatics, I would say. Acrobatics, yes.
It's just acrobatics, not saving throw.
Acrobatics.
Since I was looking, I would be, as a reaction, I would be able to cast holy, staff of Irene.
Yeah, I would agree that since you were on the lookout, you would definitely see the things coming your way. So you definitely casted something. What did you cast? Blade Ward.
Blade Ward. So resistance to being kicked, basically. Bludgeoning, piercing, slashing.
So as you're all falling, like the carriage starts to shadow, and you're all falling out from the carriage, you hear this loud boom of it hitting the side of the wall, and all of you are rolling to the sides and falling basically with your faces down. Please, let's see what happens with you.
Nothing. There was a pile of bones we landed nicely.
Each of you take 14 bludgeoning damage from the impact.
Do I have
14.
resistance?
Really? Even with my 16?
Though it wasn't. Wait. 16. So for you, it's a half. So 7.
Okay.
And for
That's
me,
better.
Bob, full.
I have resistance to.
If you have because of the spell, then it's a half.
Yes, yeah, because of the. I mean, it is the spell, but that's so 7.
This sucks.
Forward, are you dying again?
No. Just
Oh,
not maybe not the best start for the very, very bottom of a big dungeon.
Okay, that
Cool.
was more than 500 feet, definitely.
So as you're all currently lying on the ground, none of you really lost consciousness, but you feel to be kind of stable, secure, on the ground, nothing moves, there's no sudden like air in your face. You feel stable. There's currently not a single sound happening around you, because you were basically only deafened by the action on the carriage.
Okay,
Does my light still works? Yeah, I mean, do we still have a light source?
It's no longer in your hands. It's without.
It went somewhere. Oh, maybe it broke.
We need a light. Yeah,
I mean, I have a torch.
So it takes you maybe 10-15 seconds to get back into the full consciousness. It's complete darkness around you. Rafe, you are seeing the shades which are moving in the darkness not far from you on the left and on the right.
I want to start drawing the circle. Guys, we need 10 minutes. Just stay quiet, don't move, don't breathe.
Okay, we move, or should we like maybe throw some fireballs at things? At the shades.
Be quiet, don't move, let's throw
Okay,
fireballs.
okay.
But yeah, I agree, like, it makes sense not to just stay quiet and not draw any attention, but we maybe want to see what's going on around us. Those things they can see in the dark, but we can't. I mean,
you made the torch, so just I need a little bit of light to make the circle. I think we need to wait until the morning, you know. Probably the nighttime was not the best time to go in. You know, maybe when we should see the sky at some point when the morning will, you know, in the morning.
Yes.
Yeah,
currently you're not even
currently
you're not even sure if what's exactly above of you, because the path down was definitely spiral ways, but it wasn't exactly like down. It could go under the level. So.
Okay, well, then
what do you do?
the torch. Yeah,
I'm drawing a circle. I don't know, panicking.
Farwell, you're carrying the torch, and you look around.
Yeah, and I raise it above my head.
Rafe, you see that there is a figure, one of the figures that you saw in the dark. It actually is Farwell, who is raising the torch now. And
it's safe, it's safe.
Good that you didn't use fireball there, yes.
Right.
You can all see each other. You see that Bob starts casting something urgently, being kind of his face pale. I don't know what he's casting. But other than that, you see the remains of the pathway, which the wall, the wooden wall that was signifying the end of the rails. And you also see that there are several ways pathing which are leading from the platform you are currently at. And you see that over here, especially in the bright light the torch gives you, Farwald, you notice that on one side, next to one of the entrances, there are several dozens of pickaxes there, and they're in a very good condition. There is mining equipment, which looks to be decent, fresh,
Take
maybe
one too
even
then.
maybe even recently
Yes.
used.
Yeah, first of all, I exchange one of those pickaxes with the one I have, because those look better.
Yeah, definitely newer, definitely way more comfortable in your hand.
And secondly, I just draw the conclusion that since they look like they're being in use, how many are there? How many pickaxes?
Several dozens at least.
God. Okay, that means that way there might be several dozens of skeletons. I suppose. And they're still digging. Why are they still digging? So,
Where are they getting the new pickaxes from?
They're building
yeah.
them themselves.
I mean, for now I do nothing except accepting that there are like several dozen pickaxes. Just in case I lost the shield, I'm just taking it again. And
It's easily
yeah.
strapped to your hand, so it wouldn't be hard to lose it.
I'm protecting Bob, suspiciously looking left and right if I see any kind of green flimmering around us.
As you are looking the way where the carriage came from, you see that the whole pathway kind of goes like under like maybe a 40 degrees angle. And as you look in that direction, you see that far away, where you maybe passed recently, you see something that resembles to you a field with this what's the name of these bugs? Some flies, which are highlighted in the dark.
Fireflies.
Fireflies, correct. Yes.
Mhm.
You see something that resembles a field of fireflies of a dark greenish color away, far away from you. But there are many of them, many dozens.
Oh, very far.
Bob, is this what are you casting again?
House?
The House of Irene. Can it withhold hundreds or thousands of skeletons?
Of course it can. It's House of Irene, of course.
Can it?
For 8 hours only. After that, not.
Why not? I mean, who says they're not gonna wait outside?
I don't know. I'm casting
Yeah.
it now, so we have like I don't know, some like 10-20 minutes to rest or think what to do next. Or maybe wait, maybe someone comes in and picks one of the pickaxes, you know. So meanwhile we can sit and monitor the situation.
Should we take all the pickaxes and put them inside the circle? No.
Why?
Why?
So that they don't have pickaxes.
Yes, because they can use them as weapons.
They're gonna kill us with their bare hands. Sad.
It's good we took
Wow.
those fingers. One pair of hands less.
Yes.
Bob, please roll as you're looking around while you're casting the spell, and you're meanwhile talking about the pickaxes. Please roll for Arcana.
It's gonna be less than 7. No. Okay.
Ooh,
Adrenaline.
Adrenaline. So as you are looking at those pickaxes first, your eyes are kind of moving towards the archway, which was because the supplies are basically lying next to the door. You look at it, and you can see that this door has a lot of symbols written in it, and currently they're visible. With your deduction and with your roll, you would figure out that this is the place where there was certain glyph of wording used, but currently it has been already activated. So it's basically disarmed trap, disarmed protection word.
Okay, but
Disarmed protection. Okay,
don't
so
go there, guys. Yes, don't go.
you sure? You sure it's not meant to? It could not protect us from the skeletons?
I
I
mean,
mean,
it was
whoever.
protection something.
Exactly, and some people are digging there and they have working pickaxes, and they look different from the pickaxe we found with the other skeleton. The skeletons have old pickaxes. That's just
Correct.
my assumption.
Correct.
And those are new pickaxes, so those are different people. They're not skeletons, and they protect themselves from skeletons. Their protection might work for us. Maybe we could go inside.
So we should just pick a torch and just go in and say hello. Okay,
Yes.
I'm fine.
Yes.
If Rafe would be talking, because I can't see anything. If I can't see anything. It's totally dark. So
Forward, as looking far in the depth into the sea of fireflies, you notice that this masses of lights, first it was shapeless, it was just a cloud, looking like a cloud. But at this moment you can notice how it starts slowly to take the shape of a snake, of a spiral.
Okay, let's go fast and hope that this works. But what exactly did you see, Bob? So it's something like a protection ward, but it's not active right now.
do I know what kind of protection it is? Ward against the undead, maybe? If I look at the glyphs.
Wait a second, let me open my notes.
It's fine, Forward. You can handle a few thousand undeads.
Me?
You don't need spell slots. Just use your weapon. Yeah.
It's nice that you trust me. Like last time you saw me, I got bitten to death by a hound.
Bob, you would figure out with your roll that this is a school of abjuration.
Abjuration. Okay, I think I know what it is. It must be protection from evil and good. So we should be able to go in. Brave, you first.
Wait, protection from evil and good?
Yeah.
So it protects against everything, so we cannot go in.
I mean, we're not evil and we're not good, right? So we can go in.
We're both.
That means we're neutral.
Who's evil? Not
Okay,
evil.
so I'm just picking up a stone or something from the ground and I'm throwing it through this, I don't know, this gate. See what happens.
The stone that you pick up is not big. It easily passes through the archway, lands on the other side, moves a bit as it was hitting the ground, and then stands still.
Okay. Then I walk close to the gate, slowly, and yeah, with my pack, I use my packed weapon and kind of go with it first, like through the gate, over the threshold. Yeah, slowly to see if anything happens. Can I pass it, or is there a barrier?
Definitely you can. So as you continue on your way further on, first your weapon passes through, nothing happens. Actually, Farwald, as you're passing through the archway, you feel certain tingling in your chest, or on maybe maybe behind you, maybe on your back. It's hard to figure out where it's coming from. But once you passed once you passed through the archway, the feeling disappears.
I'm passing again through the archway and try to locate this feeling exactly. I want to know where it comes from.
You don't want to tell us that you had that before we...
First I'm walking through the...
You can notice how
We're
Farwell
following.
quickly enters the build, like the room, the passage, and then goes back. Or even maybe stands in the middle where the...
Yes, where the feeling is strongest.
So as you're standing inside, like just basically on the barrier where the door would be, you all can see that Farvald is kind of like stands still, and you meanwhile concentrate on your own feelings. And as you try to locate that place, you feel that the only place it was coming from, it's from your new done tattoo, which is
From
on
a
the
new... okay.
from the lower left side of your back, from the new tattoo.
Still. But I uncursed it. It's still not over. Damn it. Okay.
We never figured out when you got this new tattoo, right? We never... Brave doesn't remember if you had it. Before resurrection or after?
It was after the resurrection.
Yes.
Only after.
Yes.
Only after, yeah. There was this new part, and after we fought the Banshee, something happened with the tattoo. It got scaled. Okay, interesting. So
you feel yourself a bit like
away.
It kind of starts to get more unpleasant the longer you're standing in this archway. In that specific
Just keep
spot.
standing there. Keep standing.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll remove it.
Yes, I was thinking the same. It will remove me, it will kill me. One of both.
Oh my god, we don't want to lose you again. Not this easily.
I mean, nothing bad is happening now, right?
No,
Anyway,
it just slowly intensifies like this headache. Like once you're getting sick, it's like numb first, and then it's like growing and growing. So something like this you can observe.
Okay, anyways, I step inside.
The moment you leave the archway, it disappears. You feel yourself totally okay.
But will the skeletons be able to go through because it was deactivated, right?
No, it is activated. It is active glyph that is working.
Okay.
We'll see.
Then maybe let's just keep going, just in case it doesn't work. Or maybe...
Did we also take a pickaxe? Did it look expensive?
Yeah, I took one actually.
It's like a diamond pickaxe, I think.
I mean, it looks good.
I mean, we can maybe just take all of those pickaxes and put them behind the threshold, just because I don't like the idea of the skeletons having them.
Okay. Yeah, we can do it if it's like maybe 20.
Yeah, the archway you're currently passing looks like this.
Interesting.
So,
okay.
Are we moving the pickaxes?
Yes, we move all of them inside. Just...
Yeah. As many as we can take at a time. Let's do it.
So as you're all using your physical might to move the pickaxes, so basically throwing them inside, Farvald, you see that the length of this green spiral wave, you don't see the end of it. It's noticeably getting closer, but it's still far away.
Yeah, so once we put all the pickaxes inside, maybe we keep moving, because I feel like they're very angry, and maybe the glyphs don't hold on forever.
Let's
Maybe
say
it's
we
just-
barricaded the entrance with the pickaxes. We just
I mean-
pile them up in the entrance.
Are they so many?
I mean, it's like
Several
30
dozens.
pickaxes.
70 or something.
Several dozens.
Several dozens.
Well, let's do it. This we hope to do it better than the trampoline.
But I mean, like why? If they can go through this magical barrier, then they'll just take the pickaxes away as we put them there. Right? It's not like a solid wall.
They're not maybe so flexible to disassemble.
Yeah, maybe.
this.
Yeah, maybe they will break just by trying to do it.
Yeah, they will kill themselves by trying to, they will
They're
like balloons versus needles.
Yeah, maybe.
Do you think they're so stupid? I mean, they can hold those things. That means they can use them.
But these are better.
Maybe those are magical pickaxes.
That's what I was thinking about, but that's why I wanted to save them if they are any special. But I
You
don't
can
believe
take like 10 into bag of holding. Maybe they will be useful.
Technically, I could carry. Wait, how many could I carry? I could carry maybe a few dozens myself.
I'll take one in a bag.
Okay. Everybody got a pickaxe.
Yes.
You currently pile them up on each other right after the door, and you're currently inside of the passage, yes? What do you do?
Let's get deeper inside and see who was using them in the first place, and if we can talk to them or not, what they're doing here.
If they ask what we're doing here, we just got lost and ended up here.
We take the wrong turn several times, and then you know how it goes.
I mean, we need to have a good story. Okay, maybe they won't believe my story. What can we say?
Nothing. Whatever we say, they either won't believe it or
Who are you gonna talk
they don't
with?
care.
We're from the Adventurers
maybe there's-
Guild. We were looking for adventures.
That's not even a lie.
Nice. So, as you're proceeding deeper and deeper in the pathway, you notice, all of you, that considering the recent passages on the second and third level that you recently traveled through, where you found the skeleton and collected few fingers on the body, this one here, the signs on the wall, they definitely look way fresher, less covered in a dirt and dust, and maybe they're not even completely cleared out. As you can see, still pieces of rubble left in here. This passage is definitely freshly done. And as you continue on your way in, you'll find several more pickaxes, but already completely in a broken condition. But as you're comparing, you definitely see that they're from the same batch as found by the entrance. So the instrument definitely has been in use here. The tunnels you're currently following in, it seemed to be one single pathway going straight. A few times you had a small decisions where to go left and right, but then you noticed that the passage, which was kind of disconnected from the main way, was ending with basically a flat wall. It wasn't continued that way. So you kind of think, like, if you think of a branch of a tree, yes, it's like the branch goes here, then it kind of tries to grow one way and then continue to grow in a different way. The same happens with the tunnel right in front of you, as if somebody was kind of like trying to look for direction, navigate. identify something. I'm sending you the looks of it.
Those people must be from the Order of the True Knight. I mean, we're getting close to the tomb where they discovered the equalizer, right?
We still have the stone.
So I sent the picture. So the passages you're passing
Necklace.
through look like this, and even the columns which are here, they didn't try to completely remove the stone blocks. They just basically went around them, leaving those stones as pillars. So they didn't use any other wooden materials as you have seen on the upper levels. As you're getting to, you're basically traveling maybe 20 minutes easily further in without any changes of scenery until you get to this room.
We're sneakily, stealthily.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, actually, do we maybe want to use the amulet?
We don't have any amulet. I mean,
Amulet of the True Knight? Of the Order of the True
we
Knight?
don't have any.
We have
Where
one.
From where?
I think we have one and we covered it in this foil paper.
Ah, the broken one? That's...
No, we have two actually. The broken one from Mr. Wolf. And
Well,
the one
that
from
one?
Rust.
Yes, yes. Unless we sold it, but I don't think so.
Well,
Because it would be...
So what immediately attracts your attention that from the path all the way here, you haven't seen a single lantern or torch on the wall. But this big room, it's probably maybe 30 on 50 meters in size, in front of you, it is lit with light. You see the same columns being done in a stone, but what else do you see? What's different in the past of the 15-20 minutes journey? You see several corpses, humanoid corpses, lying next to one of the light braziers, which are currently giving the bright light in the room. So as you look at the picture, the very first brazier, next to it you could see several corpses lying down.
What kind of corpses? I mean, are they fresh? Are they human?
Comparing to the corpse of the Jelaya, it definitely recent. I would say they have many years difference between them. So there's still left meat and tissue on them.
So they're stinking still, or like kind of dried out?
The body fluids has already left and have been soaked in, but the remaining of the rest is still there on the place. Are you trying to smell?
No need. But I'm still trying to identify them. Do they look more human, or maybe do I see different sizes? Maybe.
Or maybe wearing some uniforms.
Exactly. What kind of clothes are they wearing? How did they die?
Please roll for investigation.
Maybe I'm just telling my idea to Bob so that he can roll for investigation.
It's too late to pass the roll.
I can give you the magnifying glass, maybe.
Maybe you can support me in my investigation. That works,
yes,
right?
Yes, I will point out the pieces.
That means I have advantage in the investigation roll?
No, just 4.
Yeah.
So as you're looking, you see that this light is kind of playing around, and some moment highlighting one side more and some moment highlighting another side more. What you see is that one of the corpses there has several arrows right into his side, and you see that this arrows has been broken in half. And you notice the other parts of the arrows in the hands of the other two corpses, or next to them in the vicinity.
We want to examine the arrows? No, okay. This should just look normal, yeah.
Yes.
But how? Why?
If you would like to know more, you need to come closer and do a deeper investigation of the bodies. This is what you can see from the side.
Bob, I suggest you should go closer and have a deeper investigation of the bodies.
Yes, I agree. I should come closer and do a deeper investigation of the body, but I will do that very stealthily.
And I will go with Bob with, I don't know, just shield and sword ready, just in case.
Yes, yes,
Mhm.
yes. So
Kind of like this, but stealthily.
how many any amulets on them? Any magical items that should be not gotten? Yeah. Any documents, papers, names?
So as you get closer to them, you see that as you're like kind of turning them to the side to have a deeper look and understanding what's happening, you see that all of the like remains of the skin and meat, it looks like in burns, but rather acid type of burns, like deep and not equally in size, like. And it also changes the structure of the tissues. So that's what you would. So all of them have suffered certain acid impact, which definitely didn't make the life easier.
So they don't have any documents on them.
As you look at them, you notice some equipment, which would be looking like a miner's equipment.
Oh.
Yeah, they look like miners, and they were killed by acid. Do we know any creature that likes to use acid?
Basilisks, probably.
Basilisks. I mean, they were not
Really?
home.
We don't know if basilisks do that type of damage.
In my world, they do. It's just
Yeah,
a gut feeling. Also, if you think about Harry Potter, that thing was also poisonous.
Yeah, but us with fang.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they didn't kill each other. Something else killed them. They were trying to protect themselves.
Trying to make the connection, it was rather recent. So they got down here and they were kind of digging and they were saved from skeletons, but then...
If you want to think
basilisk.
about the timeline of how long they're here, you would say that something within a month or two.
A month or two.
Why would the
Okay.
workers go down? Miners. No idea.
Maybe they just wanted to kill the creature.
But why? I mean, there is quite a lot to come down here, and still they look like miners, not like fighters. That's weird. And I mean,
Brave miners.
Yeah. Like, yeah, I don't get it yet. But anyways, we should maybe think about what killed them and how it killed them and how not to end up like them. Because obviously it was not undead and it could go through that gate somehow.
Some kind of creature, doesn't matter what it is. Maybe someone left it here specifically to protect. Maybe the Brotherhood left the creature behind so that the random miners don't go down and try to steal stuff. But doesn't explain why there's so many undead miners, really.
Yeah, I think those are two different kinds. I mean, the undead miners, they've been dead for a long time. So probably about 200 years ago when that place got its name. But those others, see, they're fresh. And probably they didn't die for the same reason. And I mean, those here are not undead because they made it through the portal, right?
So let's look very closely. So there's a hole, there's a light in it. For no reason, it's lighting up.
Right,
Let's
it's
just
still
go
burning.
forward.
Wait, it's still burning. Who's maintaining the fire? How's the fire burning? I'm taking a look at the fire source. Like, is it what? Where does the light come from?
So, as you're looking at the fire source, trying to figure out, you feel this like a kind of a strong smell the closer to the fire you're getting to. And you notice that the brazier is built, like as you're looking under, you notice there is a crack under. So there is a constantly stream of gas flowing from underneath the earth, and somebody has lighted it up. And it's constantly being burning and giving the light around. Like imagine an internal fire kind of thing, like in Traptower Park.
So it's a real fire, it's not magic.
It is a real fire, not magical.
Oh. Okay. Well,
Do you want to do something with it?
with a fire? I don't know. I mean, for now it's good that we have it, right?
Do we want to have more fire there? No. Or extinguish it.
Maybe you can talk to fire and ask questions.
No, I can't really talk to
all
fire.
about fire, no?
The Kothus maybe could use a talk. Who knows?
No. It's fine.
So then, after you, Rafe, our diplomacy.
And what are we gonna do? Are we gonna talk to the fire, to the dead people? Or just continue? Just go like, hello, is someone there? We're here in peace.
The corpses in front of you don't answer.
Yeah.
So, but looking around, is this like a dead end, or are there any other?
You see that there would be like the room continues, maybe like on the other side of the room, and you see that mostly the room is kind of a giant stairs, which raise up slowly. So it's kind of upscale, and the bodies and you braziers they're like in the beginning of the room on the lowest point of it. So the whole excavation kind of took up.
But did they all kind of die from arrows? No, I mean, all right, they were burned with some.
There is one person who has arrows in his body. Yes. And all of them have acid burns. Yes.
Taking a look at those arrows, how do they look like? Do they maybe look very old? Could I kind of match them to the skeletons?
I would. You can roll investigation with advantage. As you're looking at the remainings of those, they're not really arrows actually. Once you're taking a closer look, they're more like darts made out of metal and you see that they're kind of the metallic body of it. It's kind of rusty, and maybe it wouldn't be that sharp. If it tries to penetrate you, you would probably suffer like a blood inflammation or something. So you definitely don't want this to be in your internals. So they looked really old, yes.
So probably fired from skeletons or so. I'm still not sure how they would fire something like that, but so my idea is that this group of people, they were kind of running from skeletons just like we did. One of them got hit and they maybe carried them in anyways. And then they found something else and that killed them. So it's
Yes.
a rock and a hard place.
Yes.
Bob, do you maybe see some traces around on the floor? Maybe traces from something big, which seems not human, or maybe human traces?
I want to investigate the stairs and see if how much it's been used recently, or was it used? Was it used by humanoids, or there's some signs of a bigger creature using it?
Roll investigation.
With my magnifying glass? Investigation.
Are you doing it with a magnifying glass?
No, I think I will not gonna abuse the magnifying glass.
So as you are starting to carefully observe the stairs and look how they're composed and whether there's anything on them, as you're looking at some place, you see that at this specific place there is a lot of blood. There was probably a pool of blood on that specific part, but now it's completely it completely dried out. It looks like a dirt, but with your high roll, it looks like a pool of blood was there at one of the specific places.
Okay, so doesn't look like a blood from those petty humans. It looks like blood from some bigger animal.
How would you know?
Creature. Well, if it's a huge area of blood, that it's impossible for one person to bleed this much.
It would be possible. It's not like a. You would think that there may be like a liter or two was left in that place.
Okay, I didn't find anything useful. This is a lot of blood.
But there were no traces or so, no footprints, anything.
Apparently not.
As you're looking for the foot traces or anything, you notice that from this former pool of blood from that place, there are slight signs of something being carried towards the brazier of fire. That
if
the
I
rave.
Follow them, do we find anything there?
If you follow them, you find yourself standing above the person with the arrows in his side.
Which are not arrows, but something.
Which are darts, yes.
Maybe there were traps here, and they just got, the darts look like some trap thingies.
Yeah, that actually makes sense.
Traps, those are usually used in traps.
Yeah, that makes more sense than skeletons firing them actually. But
And the acid also could be traps. Maybe they know they just got unlucky, stepped on something, on some stones.
When investigating the floor, do we see maybe something like that, like some loose stones, or I don't know, like a rope that's been I don't know, chopped off or something like this?
It's an
Or a
investigation roll. Farwell,
I
please.
communicate this idea to Bob and just maybe he
Telepathically.
Farwell,
No,
investigation
verbally.
roll, please. Bob was just staring at the blood. He has some flashbacks. As you're looking around yourself, everything seems to be calm and easy. And the flickering of a light, fire, you definitely don't want it to be extinguished.
Let's just go up and let the rave go first.
Okay, let's go up. Yes. Okay, let's go.
But maybe you want to watch your step when you walk, like very carefully.
Yeah, I'll be very careful.
Maybe you can put a shield like in front and do like.
The shield.
Maybe then I should go in front.
Oh yeah, then you should go.
If you want, I can tell you where to go if you don't see. Yeah.
No, the room is brightly lit.
Well, then I don't need to go in front. Yeah.
Okay, I'll go first. Then shield raised, carefully watching my every step and careful not to trigger anything.
So we're gonna use your previous roll as you are following your way up with a shielded ready and looking around and trying to carefully watch your step. You all, after one of the steps on the stairs, you all hear this click as the plate under the feet of Farwell goes down together with him a bit, and it stays at that place.
I'm not moving?
You're not moving, and what happens we'll figure out after a short pause.
We just explicitly told you there was traps. Just step on it.
I mean, the M decided to take my last roll. What can I do?
Okay, we should be back to the pit of Malice. And the last thing that happened is Farvard, carefully approaching and looking around, going up the stairs. And under one of his steps, he feels how the plate went down, and he froze at that moment. Shield at the ready, weapon at the ready. You all could hear this click in the room. And as this click happened, as Farwell didn't make any other move, nothing happens. What do you do?
Nobody's moving. What do we do? Hey,
Okay.
hey, Farwell there. Is everything okay? What was that click?
I think I stepped on a trap, and the moment I'm moving, something will be triggered. So for now, I'm not moving at all.
Maybe then let's look for something heavy to keep it pressed.
That might... One of the corpses, maybe.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, Bob, do you want to help me?
But
Unless we
other than...
see anything else.
Before you move like a big deal, maybe carefully check the stairs again. Would be not so nice if you also trigger a trap. And maybe you can take a look around, because maybe we can see some holes like in the walls or something, so they can expect from where the trap will trigger, from which angle, so they can adjust my shield. That would be good to know, just in case replacing my weight with body weight, of course, doesn't work. So as I say that, I take a look as good as I can without moving my foot from the step.
Yeah, Farwell, that would be investigation for you.
This didn't work the first time.
I'll just take the same roll.
This is like
Oh, okay.
Okay.
You notice that right above you, in the ceiling, there are several holes, probably this side, which are kind of aiming exactly the spot you're standing at.
Mm-hmm.
You can see at
Okay.
least 5.
Okay, so definitely I raise my shield up. Just to be... Yeah, do I see other holes, like maybe where the others are standing, or just above me?
Just above you.
Okay. Okay, guys, I think it's fine. I think there are like some holes above me, and I'm just gonna take a step back. Yeah, I'm just gonna brace myself with the shield. Should be alright. And as I say that, yeah, just make sure that I'm under the shield, and I take a quick step back.
So as Farwell makes a quick step back, you hear this ping sound as like something has been released, as the plate immediately moves back into its spot. And you, Farwell, you can hear this as several darts from the hole are shooting at the space where you are standing and in your shield. You have a shield right in front of you. So can you please remind us, what does Shielded Defender do? What is?
Of course. This special shield, which has like a shimmering gem in its middle, does the following. To the one who's holding it, or wielding it rather, it gives resistance to damage from ranged weapon attacks. So any incoming ranged damage is nullified.
It's not nullified. It's halved.
But resistance means it's halved?
Yeah, resistance means half, immunity means full damage.
I never understood this shift. I thought resistance means that you're resistant to it. It's like
So resistance
zero
is the
damage.
opposite to vulnerability. So resistant, you're better at withstanding it. Immune, you completely don't care.
Okay, so I mistook the resistance for immunity.
So now currently there are 5 darts which are being shot at you. Let's see if they hit.
Come on, they're probably very old and rusty, and they will not hit. There were a lot of ground shaking. They're like probably stuck inside.
What is your armor class?
17.
17. So 5 attacks. So 1, 2, 3 of them hit. And the damage is, let's see.
Okay. Relax.
So it's 7.
3d8 plus 3.
So from
This is too
3,
much.
you take 7 piercing damage, but you are resistant to ranged attacks, yes? So it's halved, so it's only 3. So you see how those tiny needles are piercing the places in your plate armor, half plate armor, which were not protected, and they're kind of getting deep under you, like. And please roll Constitution saving throw.
And if not, blood poisoning or?
You know, Rave is like not aware of everything that happened, so.
Rave, you can only see how the sudden jump forward from a place. He was jumping kind of backwards.
Wait, why did you do that? We wanted to try to keep it hold.
I thought I'm immune to damage while I'm just from ranged attacks while I'm just resistant. Yeah, that was a misunderstanding. I thought nothing could happen.
Farvald, you're getting poisoned condition.
Serious?
Please mark it.
Poisoned by a very old ancient poison that are totally not dried out.
Okay, poisoned. The poisoned creature has disadvantage on attack rolls and ability checks. How to unpoison myself?
You can see how while Rave and Bob were grabbing the also body and trying to carry it, Farwell just jumped from the platform and 2 of them hit exactly the ground, but 3 of them hit Farwell. So yeah, the plate now is back to the same spot, right in front of your Farwell. You feel kind of weakened that the needles, they're still in your body. They're still there. They're still itching and kind of annoying. And slowly you start feeling that they were not just simple darts.
Yeah, guys, I don't feel so well. I feel kind of weak and weary.
Oh my god.
Something's wrong about those darts. But could we maybe remove them? Like, are there maybe somewhere where I can remove them myself? No, but
There is Dr. Rave.
I have a healer's kit for exactly for this case. It has bandages. It has bandages. So probably it has a lot of like
Does it really help?
instruments to take out the bullets and all of that, scalpels.
Okay, you can try. Do you need assistance?
Rave can
Maybe I can
disinfect your
help.
wounds with fire, maybe, like burn them to get rid of
Oh
the
yeah, I
poison.
can do that a little bit. Really carefully.
Burn me?
The wound. The wound area.
Oh. When the snake bites you, we can like burn the wound, so it's not gonna.
There was no snake biting. I don't need no burn. Sorry, but kind of flashbacks.
I don't know
So,
that how to treat poison.
well, that's. I would be very appreciative if you can just take those things out. I wouldn't do it myself because I have this functional ability. I feel shaky and worried, so maybe I shouldn't do that.
I
But
can
while
do that.
while you remove them, let's ideate how to get rid of this state. Like this is not good. This is not good. This is a very bad condition.
So
to
if they are
be
metal
in.
rods, we can heat them up on the gas stove that we have here, and then we can burn your wounds. No. Non-magical fire. No.
How much burning damage would I take from that? Probably more than from.
Not. Okay, another something you can suck out the poison.
At least the roll for sucking.
Maybe we can try.
It deserves inspiration if it happens.
I mean, I think it's doable. We've heard it a lot of times. Yes.
I can disinfect it with the holy water, and then Rafe can do the procedure.
Should I try? Would it be too weird?
I think it's worth a try. The worst possible outcome that I see is that you get poisoned too.
I mean, I want. If I get it, if I get the poison, I'll make sure that I don't like get it on me. Like I'll just spit it out.
Holy water,
Okay.
holy water we have.
Mm-hmm.
I was reading at some point that holy water is 50% alcohol, so maybe it will work.
In the Church of Irene. Maybe even more. Maybe only alcohol.
I mean, since it's holy, it's just symbolic. It could be anything. It doesn't have to be water. That's true.
Mm-hmm. Okay, then yeah, let's try because I don't feel like being poisoned here in the.
So what are you trying to do?
Plus level of health.
Take out the needles, clean up the wounds with the holy water, using the bandages from the medkit.
Yeah. Does the medkit succeed automatically, Bob?
The kit
or
has
it only
10 uses
succeeds
as an action.
well, it succeeds at stabilizing.
Yeah, but I mean, it's just a leather pouch containing bandages, salves, and splints.
Okay, then I would ask you a medicine roll from you, Bob.
Okay, medicine plus.
But before you close it, like, let's try the sucking, because maybe it works.
He's already doing things.
I'm already removing the. Don't worry about it. Everything is going perfect.
So as he's splashing the holy water all over you, Farward, you feel sudden like refreshment from first. Then you feel that this holy water is probably might have spoiled already. It's kind of been a while. But then next moment it kind of starts to get on your armor and starts to get under your armor. And you feel that some drops of them even went all the way by the skin in. That's how accurate was the application of the holy water. And as this happens, Farwald, you feel that some of the drops are going all the way down at the back. And as they reach the newly made tattoo, you feel The pain is way more than from the 3 needles that you have just endured in your
No,
body.
it's just like a drop. What do you mean? The
Uh,
pain is much more.
So please roll Constitution saving throw.
Good, you're gonna get rid of the curse.
Am I?
Of course, that's what holy water does.
You kind of like all your muscles contracted for a second, and then it, as the drop evaporated, it kind of releases, and you don't have any effects on you.
Okay.
Yeah, Bob.
So I'm kind
Bob
of
continues
unholy being
his.
right now.
Yeah, Bob continues his administering of medical aid to you, and I would roll if you mark off the use of medical kit and holy water out, then
Holy water is gone.
you are no longer poisoned for it.
Okay, great.
That's really good. I also want one of those medical kits for the future.
Yeah, actually, it turned out to be very helpful.
Just the bandages and.
Yeah, it's probably really cheap. But you were the only one that thought about it.
Yeah, you can get them at any adventurers guilds.
For free?
Well, 10 gold.
Ah, yeah, that's almost right.
I must say, I highly underrated all the items which are like, let's say, common, like candles, medical kits, I don't know, even piece of cloth or something to just polish the shield would have been good, right?
That's part of a standard adventuring gear.
I have piece of cured leather randomly. I don't know.
Oh.
But in case you want to polish the shield afterwards.
So, as this happened, you have just cured the condition of Farvald, and he shows you exactly the spot and shows you the places where the darts came from. And as Bob, with your investigation skill and passive investigation, you start noticing similar paths, similar holes in different parts of the ceiling. And you see that one of the similar five holes were right above the pool of blood that you were recently investigating.
Can I add 3 darts to my inventory?
No.
That would be OP because they're
Use
poison.
3 use poisons. Yeah.
Because I'm proficient with darts. Plot twist.
Really?
Okay, then no darts.
Okay, so maybe just keep walking is not a good idea.
Can we move then?
We need to find another way, like somehow not to use this in the steps. I mean, we have this spider potion, right? Spider climbing potion. So one person could evade the steps.
You can just throw the body in front.
That's what I also thought. Like really, like doing like a chain and just throwing bodies in front. But maybe there are also other traps that come from other angles because we saw some of the bodies that were like they had like what was it, acid on them, right? And who knows, maybe that comes from below or from the side, from behind.
What if we just jump all the way up?
Jump.
Jump.
Who can jump like that? We can jump
You
as
would be able
humans.
to jump like over, like, let's say 2 steps and then 2.
Come on, guys, we're gonna lose 2 steps to the steps.
But wait, how far do the steps go?
30 feet up. It's
I
a minor elevation you currently find yourself. It's not that significant or hard to climb or walk. No.
So technically I could dimension door us, but of course that's a precious spell slot.
I mean, just go. Or with all the
Okay.
bodies, I would just go.
But you go first? I don't want to get poisoned again.
I can go first.
Really? Okay.
But why? I mean, you're gonna
I
hit.
can take dodge action all the time while walking up.
Can you? With a trap?
Well, technically I should be able to. Or I can cast some other stuff. Yes, yes. I'll be
Okay.
fine.
Okay.
Yeah, so I can start walking up. Yeah,
But we throw the bodies first?
I would no need for that, I think.
So, yeah, after you have discovered the holes, you try to avoid the plates, which are right under the trap, and you're walking over. Bob goes first with the lantern, and as you're departing further and further from the brazier, on the beginning of the stairs, it's of course getting darker, but your lantern helps really a lot. As you're getting to the top of the stairs, you see the following. I'll send you a picture.
Okay, that was unspectacular.
Where it should be sent. You see that on the top level, the corridors continue, and currently the corridor leads, just in one picture, just straight, and one of the corridors leads to the right. As you're looking at the archway, there currently no of this light. The only source of light is the lantern which you're carrying right in front of you. And only because of this light, once you're actually looking around, you notice that on the left side of the place where basically it makes an intersection, instead, there is a similarly round-shaped looking path, similar in size as you have entered through Temple of Pillar.
The worm, the circle entrance.
Yes, yes, yes. And as you're comparing the pathing to that circle entrance and others, you definitely can see that the walls there, they're like perfectly made. They're like very, very, very polished. Like a very nice, like ideal diameter sphere. That and the corridor leads all the way further and a bit down, as you can see with your brazier.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So we can go straight, we can go right, or we can go into the weird shaped hole to the left.
What floor are we in? Minus 25.
Which one?
Floor.
You don't know.
It's probably 25 plus.
Mm. Any preferences?
Okay, I think the following might be true. Whenever we went through those, let's say, newly shaped passages, right, that kind of look different from the other ones, were like unofficial ways. So probably from those scavengers that tried to dig something here. Um, and there were no skeletons. Whereas in the official areas, there were always those skeletons. So maybe we can evade the skeletons by always going the new passageways. Because the skeletons, they seem to only linger in the, let's say, official and typical parts of the complex. Could it be?
Rafe, please roll for perception.
Oh, did I trigger something by saying skeletons?
That didn't.
Did I remind someone of the skeletons?
Now there are skeletons there. Yes.
As you're looking around, you notice that, like on the eye level, next to the pathing to the right, you see, for a few seconds, like with the reflection light, it felt that something is inscribed there. But then the lantern of Bob moved further on, and you no longer see. You don't know what's in there.
Can I check for any inscribings with my lantern?
Sure.
Because it's super bright. It's 2 times the bright of the normal lantern.
If you're actively looking, then
Well, this looks like an ancient ruin, so I would normally look for glyphs, traps, symbols, inscribings.
yes.
Yeah.
As you're carefully observing the archway, as you're looking for glyphs of warding or protection, similarly as you entered this level, you see that on the right passageway there are certain inscriptions on the stone itself. There would be like a wooden plate there, and on this wooden plate somebody would do it with a crude weapon, maybe like just with a small axe, or maybe with a knife, kind of like a fastly inscribed thing. So the language, you're recognizing the language which is being used, but I don't think you speak it. This is the same language of the message you got from the body of the forest stalker, which mentioned Brusk. Which mentioned Brusk first time.
You mean
Celeste,
yeah.
How did we understand it in the first place?
Actually, our friend translated for us. What's her name again?
Bryn.
Bryn.
Bryn, yes. Yeah, she was the only one. I should have taken lessons with her while we were still together.
I mean, if we're gonna sit here for 10 minutes, I can read it, but...
Easy, let's do it.
Oh.
Do you have a surprise?
I mean, that's okay. We don't need to rush. We don't see any like skeletons here yet, so we can stay here 10 minutes for sure.
Favold remembers this green snake which was comprised out of eyes of skeletons which was moving our way.
How does Favold feel?
10 minutes.
Yeah.
We're
trapped here anyway, so.
Scared but composed. And he kindly reminds the party of this danger, that we might have 10 minutes, but maybe not many times.
So, Bob, what are you doing?
Should I read it or not? Do we care?
Yes.
Sure. Yeah.
We do. It might be.
Skeletons.
We don't see them yet.
Okay, then you do something useful for this 10 minutes, and I will be.
Yeah, we'll be.
Do my stuff.
If we see someone, we're gonna attack them.
Yeah,
what
listen
does Bob
for
do?
skeletons. I do comprehend languages. I can understand any written language that I can see, and I should be touching the surface. So I can touch the surface, I guess, and I can see it.
Yes, you all can see how Bob concentrates on the glyphs on the wall. What does Farwell do?
I mean, it's too short to take a short rest, actually. So maybe Farwell just borrows that piece of leather from Bob to polish its shield. And other than that, Farwood takes a deep rest and tries to, I don't know, heal.
Heal?
Like 10 minutes rest?
Yeah, just as meditating, finding my true inner self, gathering mental strength.
Okay, what does Rafe do?
I'm trying to look everywhere in case I see any skeletons to throw some dagger at them or something. Or some fire, yeah.
So, Rafe, as this you are the only person on the lookout, please roll for perception.
Oh, please, please, please.
Good time to meditate.
Basically, we
And
should
perceive
let
everything.
Rafe make all the checks.
Rafe,
Because you're always rolling good.
Rafe, in the middle of it all, you kind of like, you feel the walls trembling a bit. And you are even like touching it to think like, what is that? What's coming? Then you realize that the trembling doesn't come from the same wall where Bob is currently focusing at, rather from the round-shaped circular pathing.
Oh.
Bob, it's
And
five minutes past, so you're halfway to casting your spell.
Well, I'll talk to Farwell because he's not really sleeping. He's just trying to like rest, like this. I'm like, hey, I sense some trembling from this round shape path thing. Do I sense that it's like something approaching or just like stable in a stable way, just moving?
Stable. Wait.
Okay. It looks like it's doing just that, not necessarily approaching. So there's something there.
I mean, those
Do you
passageways.
sense it?
Does Farwood sense it? Probably
Now,
yes.
as Rafe has disturbed your inner self investigation, you're able to concentrate, and she points it out to you. You also feel it. It's trembling, and it's definitely increasing.
So, does it feel like it's getting nearer?
Yeah.
It does now.
So, I think those very accurately formed passageways and this constant noise, there must be some type of machine work. There must be some type of drill or so. Because it looks so accurate, right? I'd guess it's a type of machine.
Machine.
What if you combine acid?
When you think about the sound which is being there, you hear something like.
You're like making fire. No.
We are in the ASMR section now.
Can you hear it actually?
Yes.
Yes.
So.
Someone's polishing the wall.
Yeah, kind of.
Like people with pickaxes digging and then someone's polishing after them.
Yeah, but it seems like something that is constantly working, right? We have heard this many times at different occasions. There are lots of passageways. So
The
maybe
sound,
Nice miners.
the sound intensifies.
Do we want to talk?
I'm not sure if there's anything to talk about.
No, not to you. Like to the sound to see if someone replies. Hello? Who's no? Okay, no.
whatever's causing this sound, I don't think it's gonna be like. Okay, it's increasing fast. Am I getting that right?
As Rafe said, hello. Yes.
Didn't continue.
Just
Shit, like,
burn it.
Just
Kill it. What the fuck?
so
we
it
know where it
comes.
comes from. It's like from after it, right? We cannot see anything. It stopped.
We
Rafe,
already did.
On
as
Jane.
you're looking inside,
I not poison holster. I don't know.
yeah, as you're
I
looking
don't need no
inside of the
poison.
passage, you feel that for several seconds, this sound, this feel has stopped. And as you are carefully looking inside with your dark vision inside of the pathway, you see this.
You're slowly turning
I'm
it.
gonna have like some heart attack or something when I see whatever I see.
Maybe it's nothing as bad as we imagine it to be.
A group of
Maybe
miners
something.
coming your way.
Be ready for
Maybe
me
it's
screaming.
something. Maybe it's just something not friendly, but you know,
Maybe we can talk to it, right?
like mentally ill dwarf in a crazy machine. You know, it's been losing its mind because of loneliness, and now it's like a weird
Can
old
offer
guy.
help to use a
Yeah,
machine and speed up his job.
maybe it just needs to talk to people in the end.
Yeah, we can. We're like really into being friends with anyone. You know, like with
Sounds like
dragons, with skeletons, maybe with miners. No.
oh come on, what the
You
no.
see the giant close first being closed, and then as the light comes from inside of the cave, you see it open up, seeing it dozens
Monster.
and dozens
Monster ahead.
of claws and teeth, sharpened teeth. And
Goodness.
you see that the creature with the dark vision, you see certain scales which are kind of pointy at the side, and the creature is like, once it goes through the tunnel, it kind of like bends them all the way to its body, and the place where it connects, this is where it was making that sound of
It's in a machine. Okay.
and as it closes its giant mouth, you hear it breathing out, and what's gonna happen next, we'll see next game.
Next time, yeah.
Someone jumps inside.
So is that a basilisk? It doesn't have eyes.
Maybe something.
But
I mean,
the scales suggest something like that. I
So
don't know.
I would be ending the stream on this, but we still stay and talk. So whoever is watching this, if ever, thank you. See you next week in the World of Tythir in the exploration of Pit of Malice on the level who knows where.
It's 29 level, you already said. Or 29.